saying the weirdest things. So God bless again. Welcome. Just remember, we don't hate Muslims. We do this because we love them and we want to share the truth with them. Check out the 110 hadiths, Qudsi 91. See the reason why Allah descends in the mosque of creation. How do I check out 110 Qudsi hadiths? Let me just see if I can find that. $110 Qudsi hadiths. Let me see. What did you say? Number 94. Let's go. Number 94. How in the world am I going to find 94? Let me see that. $91. Hang on a second. What am I looking for? Just to give me a hint, because I've got the Islamic Studies Info Hadith. Well, let me just don't want to co-host. No, thank you. So, guys, today's topic, an interesting one. Again, because we do the little bit of research that we're told to do. Let's see, superiority of performance of the 4 rakah. Is that the one, the rakah? I will safeguard you against Satan for the rest of the day. Is that the one? So, yeah, let me get back to that one. I'll just look at number 91. So let me just give you guys a quick breakdown. Let me see, hang on. God bless you guys. God bless you. So you'd be wondering, now why in the world would he have a live and a topic like this? Why? It's because, since Diddy is out there and people know about what Diddy is doing, we just gonna read. All we gonna do is just read. And let's see what it says, if it's true. And, on YouTube, you guys, God bless you. You guys rock. I see the same, you guys are there whenever I need you. You in the live, you in the chats. God bless you. God bless you guys. I really, really thank you guys for supporting and stuff. I really do. You guys rock. And with topics like these, it's another hard topic because we've got to go into some uncomfortable truths, and it's the truth that Islam has provided for us. So I'm going to make this just I'm going to just make it. We're going to see why and what does Allah give us and how it impacts our daily lives. God bless you, my brother LB.
Hey, brother, salam alaikum. God bless you, man. Good to wake up to you. And God bless everybody. Yeah. I'm just going to hang out with you for a few hours until I get to my destination, if you don't mind.
Hey, bro, not a problem. Not a problem. Right, I think maybe even you will be surprised, Albie, at some of the information I'm going to share today. That we read it and we skip it. We don't look at it because we become numb to it, man.
Yeah, to be quite honest with you, man, I listen to you just about every single day, and I'm always surprised. You know what I'm saying? Always learning and always surprised. It's crazy, man.
Well, yesterday's one, right? Yesterday's topic. Did you see the craziness of yesterday's topic? Surah 568. That topic, right? For that verse to be true, it means the Bible has to be true, or else the verse is invalid. It's not really necessary, which means that it's not an eternal verse. 568 tells the Christians and Jews to judge according to what they have. If the verse is eternal, it means the Bible is eternal.
That's right.
Okay, so let me just break this down for today's topic, guys. Again, today's topic is looking at the behavior of Muslims and the promises that they are given by Allah and by Muhammad. So this is why we'll see why Muslims are so eager to unalive themselves, because of what the promises are. Now, to entice Muslims to fight in the name of Allah, to entice them to fight in these wars, then and now, Allah, he had to create a paradise that is tempting, a paradise that makes them want to go there. So a paradise that made it hard to resist. Now, again, we have to look at the people that it's addressing and their needs. So remember, Islam is a religion by man, for man. This is why the God of Islam doesn't talk about anything about spirituality in this Quran. There's nothing about the spirit, none of it. It's only about the flesh, something we are taught to leave behind. We are taught that we should leave the flesh, like Jesus said, less of me and more of him. To be selfless is to die to oneself, to leave the lust of the flesh. Islam is saying, follow the lust of the flesh. So to entice these people, you have to make it enticing on earth and in paradise. Now, funny enough, as you'll see soon enough, they are promised the same thing on earth and they're promised the same thing in paradise. You can't make this up. So the Quran speaks over and over about the rewards that you will get, that faithful Muslims will get. Again, pay attention, guys. The rewards the faithful Muslims will get. If you're not a faithful Muslim, you're not going to get these rewards, whether it be on earth or in paradise. Now, in paradise, just remember, Allah, okay, I'm going to give you guys this. Allah does not, please hear me now, Allah does not promise any baby oil. Just know this. Allah promises no baby oil in paradise that I've yet to find, yet to see. So let me lay it down first so you guys can pay attention to where I'm going with this. So I'm making it clear. He does, however, promise you gardens of flowing water. He does promise you wine, milk, honey. Again, I haven't found the baby oil. Now, what else does Allah promise you? He promises you unlimited dingy.
Hey, let me also promise the people something. If you have children, earmuffs. And this is not James. This is he's just reading. That's it.
That's right. And it's going to get even more detailed. And again, it's not me. All we do is read, right? That's it. So thanks for that. Notice, guys, I will be reading. I first got to lay it down for you to see how crazy this cult is. And it's for man by man. So as I said, Allah is promising you guys, Muslims, unlimited dingy, not just with your wife. He's promising you this with multiple sex partners in paradise. And I'm going to whisper this part, but he also gives you around 80,000 young boys that don't bleed. That's just by the way, but we're not going to focus on them, just in case that's the preference, because some Muslims like the buzzy boys, and you've seen the videos when these men are dancing together and they'll all be, shaking their tushes in front of the men, and the men are busy, throwing money and stuff, but that's something else. Now, as said, you are promised unlimited dingy with multiple virgins, right? And now, for someone that's saying I'm lying, what did she say? Let me see. You're more than welcome to request. Let me just see. What is your name? I don't know your name. It's in Arabic. Ukti.
How long?
Yeah.
The erections last how long?
Say again?
The erections of a man, how long do they last? Like between 13 to like what, 60 hours or something like that?
It's enough for 100 women.
Whatever
I will
that
show you guys. I'm not even joking. It's enough. There is a hadith that says that it doesn't get limp. Although it is daif, we have others that tell us it's going to stand for 100 women. Right? Now again, till today, this dingy oriented religion that focuses on just one thing is teaching us that you get it on earth, you'll get it in paradise, and who does it benefit? It benefits the man. This is why this religion is a religion by man, for man. Now, let's keep going. So this God of Islam, this is Allah. This is what he promises you, and this is what he supposedly delivers to you. Now, a holy God will never resort to tempting you with dingy as a means to secure you as a believer. Right? Do we know that has to be, like, it can't be true. It can't be a true God that's going to be like dangling some woman in front of you going, if you follow me, this is what you get. So basically you're following the woman, not God, because you want her, not him. So you've put the woman in front of God, and he's just dangling it in front of you like a carrot in front of a donkey. So this kind of behavior cannot come from God. But we see Allah, he is enticing, he's telling these men to come and I'll give you unrestricted sex, pleasures, both in this life and the afterlife. And all in the name of Islam. Islam. And again, notice, never once did it talk about the spirituality. Anything spiritual, nuh-uh. So if we have to try to comprehend this, what impact this makes on our lives, we have to ask ourselves, if I read a book about cars, you want the book to at least mention a car. The same with the Quran. Spirituality, never mentioned in this book. You can't find it in the book. But the carnal desires, the dingy, man, everywhere. Now we're going to try to go slowly now to show you guys how it starts when you take over a town, take over a city, you conquer, you plunder. What are you promised? The war booty. You promised war booty. Now, if the war booty is so enticing, of course you're going to go back and you're going to do more to get more booty. So the Islamic paradise is designed solely for the carnal desires of a man and not of a woman. Not for the woman. We'll get to that as well. We'll get to that. So,
hey,
yes,
hey, let me just show something real quick. Hold up on my camera. Wait 1 second. All right, hold up. Okay, 1 second. All right. All right. So I just want to show, right, when it comes down to Islam, all for men. Men. Just watch. Men. All the way down. Men. Woman. When it comes down to women, boop, boop. These 2 little books. This is all you have on women.
unbelievable.
And then you got the rest. It's not
Unbelievable.
just these 2 right here. These little 2 pages right here. And look at the cute colors that they made them. How can you not want to come to Islam? And then the rest of it, men, bro. It's crazy.
Crazy. Crazy. Oh, again, you see that? So if I said and Albie proved it, then it must be true, man. So now, remember now the promises that Allah gave us, right? He says you can have water, you can have wine, you can have fruits, wealth. Again, enticing people, especially with the dingy with multiple partners. Now, if you're an ugly looking dude and you're not catching the dingy on earth, man, you'll be like, what? What? Let me go find some. Let me go find some. So what do? You join a cult that promises that you'll attack a attack a village and you can take some woman. And then if you get unalived in the process, not a problem. You just get them again in heaven. It's okay. It's okay. You get them on earth, you get them on heaven. It's okay. You can't make this up. You can't make this up. Now watch this now. Muhammad, the miracle of Islam is how Muhammad could manipulate these people. Now we know that sex sells. We know this because you just have to look at the porn industry. The porn industry out there, it's huge. It's like, ginormous. And yes, I'm using code words because, So now we have this industry that just grows because it's going according to the man's desires. They know that the men want this, so they deliver. Now Muhammad, he knew this because again, one of the oldest occupations is a woman selling herself. Right? This is like one of the oldest occupations. They've been doing it since the beginning of time because man is weak. He falls to these desires. He falls to the lust of the flesh. So Muhammad knows this. He knows this, and as an earthly reward, he says that you can take the woman captives and you can rape them as you like. Not a problem. He said it's fine with me and it's fine with Allah. You can keep them as your sex slaves. Now this is on earth, right? 424, also forbidden for you a married woman, except those who have fallen in your hands as prisoners of war. Now, when they say fallen into your hands as prisoners of war, you'd assume they were walking along, they tripped on a stone and they fell in your arms, and then you're like, oh, mashallah, thank you so much. Nuh-uh. You need to understand that these people have just entered a village, a town, a city, destroyed it, unaliving anyone that gave any resistance. Men, some women and children probably were in there. But what did they do? They took these women. Now, none of these men that entered these villages to fight and conquer these villages for these women feared to be unalived. They didn't. Now, the question is, why didn't they? Why are these men, even today, so passionate about unaliving themselves? There must be a reward. You don't do things if you're not going to be rewarded in Islam. That's why Allah rewards you all the time, because you have to do things all the time. So in the Muslim mind, you have to keep doing things to be rewarded. Yes.
And James, if you don't mind, if I could just add to this for a minute, because you're absolutely correct. And one of the most baffling verses in the Quran for me, right, regarding this topic is chapter 9, verse 111. Chapter 9, verse 111. Would there be any way you can pull that up, brother? Chapter 9, verse 111. This is crazy.
Let me just get there. We go. So it says, indeed, Allah has purchased from the believers their lives and their properties. In exchange for that, they will have paradise. Isn't there a saying, don't sell your soul to the devil?
Yeah, exactly.
They fight in the cause of Allah, and so they are unalived and unalive. A true promise upon him in the Torah and the Gospel and the Quran, And who is truer to his covenant than Allah? So rejoice in your transaction, which you have contracted.
So Allah purchases you. I'm not sure with what, right? Maybe the goodly loan that he borrows from us, right? He purchases us, okay? And then he makes a contract with us, right? An exchange. I promise to give you paradise. All you have to give me right now is all of your possessions and your life in the cause of martyrdom for Allah. Then you'll get paradise.
Indeed.
Bro, how obscene is that? Give me all your money and fight for me and be unalived for me. And then I got you, bro. You got paradise. I got you. I got you, Ali Ali. Oh, that's wild, man.
That's crazy. Ali, how are you, sir? There you are.
What's
you all right?
up? Yeah, I'm alright. Yeah, what's up?
Oh, he requested.
This guy's begging to come up in the past 5 minutes.
This is the topic, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Can you tell me, in paradise, what is the promise that Allah gave you?
whatever you want, man. Paradise
Whatever
is
you
just a
want.
place.
What else does he
Yeah,
promise you when it comes to woman?
I didn't say woman.
I'm
Just
asking
whatever
you.
you want.
Well, we're talking
I don't
about
even
Diddy.
care about.
Well, we know that Diddy was,
I know.
So
I want to answer that, but like first, can I tell you, I don't even really care about women that much. Like not out of like, oh, I'm misogynist. No, I'm not misogynistic. I just like I don't really focus on women.
No, we understand what you're saying. Let me rephrase the question. Maybe help us understand. We know what the men are getting. Is there any way you can tell us what do women receive in paradise?
Okay, what do women? You know, there's a saying, the devil's in the details, you know? So, like, we tell Muslims, get to paradise first and you'll see.
Okay, but wait a minute. There's an actual finally, a detailed explanation of all things that men get in paradise. Detailed explanation. I mean, detailed. However,
are you trying to prove like Allah doesn't like women or something?
No. Forget that. No, forget that. That's not my point at all. All we want to know, as just as humans, we want to know, what do women get?
What do women get?
It's one thing, one verse, one anything. Hadith.
I don't know.
I'll even take corrupted hadith.
I think it says like husbands or something like that. Like their husbands.
No, it doesn't say. It doesn't.
No. The one husband doesn't not like 100 husbands. Like the one husband or something like that.
Okay, but still, I mean, bro, like, are you serious? So they get a husband, but their husband.
You know what this is, man. You know,
Ali, let me help you, brother. Let me just make this simple for you. So watch
James,
this.
you know what this topic is about. I know what this is about.
It's my topic, so you know what my topic is.
I know. Yeah, but I know what it's for. Like, it's not.
Go on, tell me what it's for. What is it for?
It's about those guys who get radicalized, go and fight in the Middle East.
One second.
And then they think this will happen.
No, it doesn't. I'm talking. Your Quran tells you over and over what you're going to get. Correct.
I know. So,
and it also says in the Hadith, it's talking about those in battle. You mentioned
fighting the cause of Allah.
Yeah, but not only that. So you guys know that in Surah 52:20 it says, "They will recline with ease on thrones arranged in ranks, and we shall marry them to Huris, the wide eyes, lovely eyes."
What's Huri?
Well, that's what I'm trying to find out. What is a Huri? Because I will get to it eventually. Do Muslims know what a Huri is?
Yeah.
What is she?
Okay, let me think. It's a woman not made out of flesh, but like it's a woman made out of what do you call it? You know what musk is?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's musk.
You think? Okay.
Yeah, I think they're made out of musk.
Okay. So they're made out of musk.
Yeah.
So when it's made out of musk, it's more to entice a man to make her feel better, right?
Yeah. What's musk again? I can't remember. This is
Musk
like
is musk. It's an English word, isn't it?
Yeah, I can't remember what it means.
So a huri, under the normal definition, is a young woman, especially one of the virgin companions of the faithful Muslim in paradise. Now, when you say musk, the interesting thing about what you said is the only reason you said that is because when they were describing her, to make her even more attractive, to bring the man even closer to Allah and to this paradise, he had to make her even more better. So she doesn't have saggy boobs, because that's what it says in the Quran. They don't sag.
It doesn't say that. It doesn't say that.
The Hadith, even Kathir says they don't sag. Her breasts are like young girl breasts.
Bro, I'm eating, man.
So this is, man, I'm going to show you some stuff today. But I promise you, Ali, to be a Muslim, you have to be a perverted person and only think of one thing, and that's to be penetrate to dingy dingy on earth, dingy dingy in paradise. That's why the men on earth are allowed 4 wives and then 72 virgins in paradise. And it says you can have the strength up to penetrate 100 women a day. Now, what else will you be doing in that day besides penetrating 100 women?
But that's
does that sound okay? Watch this, Ali. Does that sound interesting?
You understand how paradise works? There's scholars that don't even marry. I have scholars that don't even marry.
They don't marry?
Yeah, they don't marry. Yeah,
beautiful. But when they get to heaven, they'll be sitting in front of, or they'll be with their woman in front of Allah. You'll be eating popcorn, watching all these men with all these women. Can you imagine that, Ali? What a day!
But you don't have to do it, and you don't have to if you don't feel like it.
Who said so?
No, you can't. You must, but like you don't have to like have 100 women. If you
okay,
don't
Ali, I want you to please be honest with me. Does it sound interesting, enticing? Does it sound appealing to know that
it does.
You have all these women?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, but like I'm not more of a woman guy. Like I don't really think about women much.
No, but okay, but I'm asking you. So I'm glad you don't. I'm glad you're not like that way inclined. And I don't mean it negatively. I just mean I hope.
I believe in Allah and the Prophet. Like they're right all the time.
Yeah, but my point is this: if I gave you every single day chicken 5 to 6 times a day, there will come a point where you're tired of the chicken, correct?
Are you trying to say like the men will be tired of the Hur al-Ain?
No, the thing is, my point is that it becomes mundane. There's no excitement to it. It's just the same thing every single day. So watch what it says in Sahih Bukhari.
No. Life in paradise is different. Every single time you have that woman, a second woman, a third woman, a fourth woman, it's completely different. It's like a completely different.
Okay, so I get you, but you are going to be doing dingy with 100 women a day, correct?
But it's completely different each time.
Okay, I'm giving you, it's completely different each time, but it's still dingy, correct?
Yeah. Okay. Doesn't matter if you're doing the dingy. You're completely different.
So my point is this. So your paradise, if you have to take 24 hours a day, I'm just using an example now with our human knowledge and our human brain. If we take 24 hours a day and divide that by 100 women. Now I haven't done the division.
Can you think time is going to be counted in paradise?
It's around every 6 or 7 minutes, because if Allah said you must pray 50 times a day, and that's around 13 to 18 minutes a day, can you imagine having 10 minutes a day?
Allah changed it.
Say again?
Allah changed it. The 50 times the 5.
Yeah, I know that, but He didn't change your 100 women.
No, it's all right. We'll that's an episode James did last week. Go back to that. But let's continue what James is saying. Listen to what James is saying.
My point again, you'll be doing it so much that will be the only thing that you'll have time for, correct?
No, does not make sense.
Exactly.
The day, the day of judgment. How long's the day of judgment?
My friend, we're not talking about the day of judgment.
No, it's an example. How long's the day of judgment?
I don't know. I don't know.
It's linked to this.
Listen, I think you're
50,000 years of this life.
Yeah, but hadiths give us actual times of how long men will have erections. So then,
so one night? Is it one night? Is it, no,
show me. Some hadiths say 13 hours. Some say 40 hours. Right?
Show me. Why are you even looking at that, man? That's not even important.
But again,
it's important, but like this, it's not tough for this thing.
But let's just focus on this. So again, you understand what I'm saying, though. You must understand that, right? My whole point again is your Quran is promising you to get women on earth if you attack a village. And then your Quran says not only will you get them on earth, but because Muhammad had to bring these people into Islam, he had to tempt them with something. He had to entice them with something. He had to bring them in with a promise of something.
What's this thing?
Ali, one second. Allah wasn't enough for them to be a Muslim, so he had to use a woman to bring them into Islam. The promise of a woman was stronger and more appealing than just come to Allah.
Brother, Allah was enough.
My man, if Allah was enough, you wouldn't be promised a whole host of women.
Allah's enough for me.
Why am I so tough? Man, I'm glad that you are like that. I pray that you continue having this type of mindset where you are not objectifying women and using them only for one thing. I'm glad, but your Allah disagrees with you. You are created for what Allah wants you to do. This is why He's wanting to give you 100 women, 72 women.
Allah wants us to worship Him, you know?
Say again?
Allah wants us to worship Him.
Okay, so when you get to paradise, when are you going to have time to worship Him if you thigh deep in one of the Huris?
We only worship Allah on earth, not after the earth period.
I'm talking
after
about
you die, you
get to paradise. In paradise, you'll be so busy.
You don't have to worship Allah.
You're not going to have time to worship.
You don't have to worship Allah at all.
Okay, so in heaven, you just use all your time on the Huris.
No.
Well,
I'm not even thinking about women. But I just know Islam.
I'm not talking about you in general. I'm talking
I know.
Islam
but
and
that's
Muslim
not going to be me. If Allah puts me in paradise, how do I know that's going to be me?
Well, we don't know. But he's telling us the promise of Islam, right? The Quran tells you the promise. It's telling you making the promise. And you must understand what I'm saying.
Wants to do
because
it and
Allah and Muhammad use dingy as a commodity in exchange for support.
No, they
for
didn't.
his battles and to come to paradise.
Let's talk about one thing. Let's talk about women. How come the West today, women are so?
My man, we're not talking about the West today and all that. We're just gonna go back to 9111.
Let's just talk about women today.
Let's just, my man, the women in the West, are they going to paradise?
Like the non-Muslim women?
The non-Muslim women.
If they die as non-Muslims, no.
The Muslim women, are they going to paradise?
If they die as Muslims, yes.
Okay, stop there now. What does the Hadith say? Is hell filled mainly with men or women?
I know it says woman, but this is kuffar woman.
Can you tell me? It's kuffar?
Kuffar woman. Yeah.
Okay. Do you mind, James? Do you mind if I have a minute though? Because I just pulled a big screen.
Brother, you know how much ungrateful women there is today.
Okay. So I am in Surah 56, Ayah 36. Tafsir Ibn Kathir, okay? Now, this is the long one, so I was just reading it, but Surah 56, Ayah 36. Now, watch this, right? We'll start with right here. Verily, we have created them, implied the maidens of paradise, although it did not mention them directly. Abu Ubaidah said that they were mentioned before in Allah's statement. And her fair females with wide, lovely eyes, like preserved pearls. Therefore, Allah's statement, verily we have created them, meaning in the other life, after they became old in this life. They were brought back while virgin, youthful, being delightfully passionate with their husbands, beautiful, kind, and cheerful. Man, it sounds like a perfect woman. Abu Dawud at Tayalsi recorded that Anas said that the messenger of Allah said, in paradise, the believer will be given such and so. Bro, whose background noise is that? Is that you, Ali?
Huh?
Okay. Here, I think it's you, man, in the background. Can you mute up? Okay. In paradise, the believer will be given such and such strength for woman. Anas said, I asked, O Allah's messenger, will one be able to do that? He said, he will be given the strength of 100 men. At-Tirmidhi also recorded it and said, Sahih Jarib Abu al-Qasim at-Tabarani recorded that Abu Huraira said that the messenger of Allah was asked, O Allah's messenger, will we have sexual intercourse with our wives in paradise? Notice, will we have sexual intercourse with our wives in paradise? He said, the man will be able to have sexual intercourse with 100 virgins in one day. Al-Hafiz Abu Abdullah al-Makti said, in my view, this hadith meets the criteria of the Sahih, and Allah knows best, Allah's statement. And then it just continues and continues, bro. So if you're able to do it, and it goes more, they will be one of age 33 years old, right? And in different narrations, right? So different age brackets as well, so that you don't get bored with them. You got a buffet of women, bro, all perfect and cheerful. You know what I mean? And it continues and continues. So this is Surah 56, Ayah 36, Tafsir Ibn Kathir. It's a long tafsir, but it gets more, you know, I would say for the Muslim, juicy. Right? But we'll leave it at that, and I'll let you guys get back to it. But if we can have sex with 100 women in one day, right? And they're counting a day, a 24-hour period, obviously. Think about that for a second.
How long is the day of judgment? That's what I keep saying.
Bro, forget about the day of judgment, right? It's a day that comes and judgment is passed in however long that happens. However, these human beings are saying in one day, and they're communicating human to human so that we would understand a day as a 24-hour period.
No, it's not 24-hour period.
But Ali, you seem to think that this is talking only about one day, the day of judgment. Is that what you're trying to say? No, it's
not about the day of judgment. I didn't say that. How long is the day of judgment? Is Jenna is after
my man. You know, I don't really want. I'm not interested in the day of judgment. That's not what we're talking about. My point is that this is every day for Allah. Years. This is every day. Okay, it doesn't matter. It's 50,000 years. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
So we're not talking about that day. But James, this proves his point. The reason why is because Muhammad is trying to give insight to his companion, saying that when the companion asked Muhammad, will we have sex with our wife in heaven? He said, nay, you will have sex with 100 virgins in one day.
How do you know it's the same length of
because I just read it. Because he's trying to make a point.
No.
But wait a minute.
One day in paradise, how long is it?
Bro.
One day in paradise, how long?
Wait. Does Muhammad know?
Yeah. But
okay. Hold on. Muhammad knows, right?
Yeah, but he's not. He might not have said, but I think.
Okay, but wait a minute. But the companion of his, did he know?
No.
So then, what would he understand one day as?
I don't know. But
thank you
one
very
day
much.
In paradise, how long is it? Do you know how long it is?
My man, please, I don't want to talk about this day of paradise, Ali. Get that out of your head.
No, but
even if the day was 1,000 years long, it means that you'll be doing dingy equal to of a normal, you know, it's not, I don't really care. My point is this. This is what is promised in Islam. Red hearts, are you there? Or white hearts?
So what's your point? What's the
point sorry, I was in a call. I didn't hear if you guys said
no whites. Are you Muslim?
I was a Muslim, but I recently left.
Okay.
Also, Ali, the Day of Judgment is 50,000 years for the non-believers, and it could be anywhere from a couple hours to a couple of days for the believers.
Yeah, that's true.
So the hours here and in Jannah is not the same.
So not the same today.
Ali,
That's what I'm
please,
telling
we're
you.
so focused on the day of judgment that we're losing our focus.
No, I'm not
what's
focused
being
on their
offered.
judgment, the length of time.
Okay, so I don't care about the length of time. I'm looking at what is being offered for that length of time, correct?
Yeah, so what?
So are the men being tempted with a woman or many women just so that they can become a Muslim?
No. Is the Prophet telling like?
So watch this. Now watch this.
The
Now
Prophet
telling, he
who's he
read
telling?
Surah 9111. Right? I need you to listen. Please listen, because I'm trying to help you, because you don't know. I like that you're not one of these men that just think with your willy winky. You know, I'm glad, but I need you to understand what's going on. In 911, it tells you that it says Allah brought them from the believers. He brought them from their believers, their lives. He says the garden will be theirs. They shall fight in the way of Allah, and they shall slay or be slain. It is a promise which is binding on him. Now let's please focus on this.
This is on the battlefield.
Those who slay and are slain, correct?
This is the battlefield.
This is the battlefield. But it tells you that this is the reason why Islam has all these martyrs willing to do things. And the only way to gain instant admission into Allah's carnal paradise, if you will, is to be unalived as a martyr or unalive people. This is the promise that Allah is giving. So he describes this Islamic paradise in terms that makes it purely for the desires of the man.
Say his paradise.
So watch this. If a woman is in paradise, she's going to be penetrated by these men, correct?
I have no idea.
Let's see. Again, we go to Tirmidhi 3834.
You're not a woman, right?
Narrated, he says, the martyr receives 6 good things from Allah. The martyr. This is why they go and wrap themselves up in all these things and shout out Allahu Akbar. Because one of the things he gets.
Oh my God.
One of the things he gets. Please let me finish, brother. He is married to 72 wives of the maidens with large dark eyes, like Albi just showed you from the Quran.
Are you saying? Listen, are you saying the, what do you call it again? The terror groups, the ones fighting terror groups.
The reason that they do this
is you think they're fighting for Allah? They're not fighting for Allah. They're not fighting for Allah. They're not fighting for Allah.
My man, watch this. When you die as a Muslim, are you going to be with Allah?
Yeah, but those ones are not fighting for Allah.
Hang on a second. Listen again. Please listen to me again. When a Muslim passes on, are you going to be with Allah?
Yeah, they're gonna see the angel of death and that kind of stuff.
No, I didn't ask you that. Listen to my question. As a
they're
Muslim,
gonna be with Allah, in a way. But
okay, so Allah is in the heavens with you, or is Allah above the heavens?
You mean the soul? You mean the soul when it's taken from you?
My man, when you pass on from this life and you leave this life and you go to paradise, is Allah in paradise with you?
Above the throne. Allah's above.
So he's not with you. You're never near him. You're never having conversation with him. You'll never meet him. You'll never know him, correct?
Yeah, no. You'll talk to him. You'll meet him, and like you'll see him on the.
So how are you going to talk to him, meet him? Where are you going to do this? In paradise or above the throne?
Day of judgment, you even talk to him.
Okay, so you're going to be able to talk
Paradise
to Allah.
is after day of judgment. You know that?
Say again?
Paradise is after the day of judgment. Islam's not like Christianity. You have to go to the grave first. Even the Prophet had to go to the grave first.
Not those that unalive themselves for Allah. Those are promised direct access.
No.
They are given direct access. How do we know that?
Do you know what a martyr is?
This, man. But let's just keep going. I want you guys to notice what else the Quran says. Because again, we're not listening to what Allah just said in his Quran, right? The Quran has told us what he's offering people. Surah 44:54 says, and we will wed them to the Huris, pure, beautiful ones. Surah 56, 22 and 23. And if Albi wants to read the tafsir, you'll be interested to see what it says. Now watch this. I'm going to show you 56, 22 to 23 says, and there will be Huris, fair females, fair, again, because you know, Allah likes them white, wide, lovely eyes, as wives for the pious, like unto preserved pearls. Now, again, we have to break it down and understand what is being said here. He's saying clearly that we have created them a new creation. He's created them a new creation. Surah 56, 35 to 38 says, and made them virgins. So again, Allah takes time to make these women virgins so that the man again is rewarded, because again, apparently all you Muslim men just want virgins. That seems to be the only way I can see it. And if you go to reading a commentary from a guy called Martyrdom, the tafsir. I'm not sure if you guys have heard of this. I've never heard of him until I started doing a bit of research on this topic. And he says this.
Sorry for cutting you off, but since he doesn't want to answer what a Muslim woman gets in Jannah, I'm gonna tell you what a Muslim gets in Jannah as an ex-Muslim. A Muslim woman gets absolutely nothing except from being saved from the fire of Jahannam. She only gets one husband, and that's it. And she can go and travel Jannah, and she can do whatever, but she can only be with one man. And that's it. She doesn't get anything else. She can wear whatever she wants. She can go without hijab. She can dress revealing. She can wear perfume. She can do all of these things that we women can't do in this earth, but we can do it in afterlife. It doesn't make sense. And Allah take away all the evil and jealousy and basically the negative emotions out of us, so that we women won't feel jealous when our husbands are having intercourse with other women. This is what Allah takes away from our hearts, but Allah can't take the desire of having multiple wives from a man in Jannah. Isn't that kind of like a double standard?
Well, wait, let me ask you something, sister. Let me ask you something. So Allah taking away the desire, the emotion of jealousy and all that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Does that benefit you or the man?
The man, of course.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
like I said, there's absolutely nothing that is appealing for me. Like even the idea of being in Jannah, I sounded so boring and disgusting to me. Like I have to sit there and watch my husband do it with some other man. Like I'd rather be in Jahannam burning than watch my own husband sleep with other women. I'm sorry.
Wait. Hold on. Don't worry about that. Allah takes that emotion away. You'll be fine.
Of course.
So I just want to say this. We say that these are women, but there's a guy called Mariful Tafsir. It's and I've got he's downloaded Mariful Quran Tafsir, and he says this: although the inmates of paradise, notice the inmates of paradise will not be legally observed to precepts of the Sharia, the purpose of marriage will be to honor them. Therefore, there should not be raised any objection. If the word, I want to just go to this. The Huris, in this case, will be granted to the men as a gift. There will be no need for a contract of marriage as is done in this world. So according to them, you don't need to marry them. You don't. We say they're wives, but nah, these are gifts given to you by Allah, according to this guy. And it says over here that there's a word as well. It talks about the virgins, that even after every sexual intercourse, they will remain like virgins. Now, make that make sense, guys. Just understand what we're saying. Now, again, I'm going to read from the Quran, and we'll show you guys again what the promise of Allah is. Surah 55, 54 to 58. 55, 54 to 58 says, reclining upon the couches lined with silk brocade, and the fruits of the two gardens will be near at hand, wherein both will be those maidens restraining their glances upon their husbands, whom no man or jinn, and there's a word called yatmithuna, means has opened their hymens with dingy before them. They are like rubies and coral. Let me say that again. It says, whom no man no man or jinn has opened their hymens with sexual intercourse before them. This is another promise of Allah in the Quran, not a hadith, not a tafsir, not someone's explanation. This is from Allahu Akbar in the Quran, that their hymens are unbroken, that they will never touched before by man or jinn. And to excite the Muslim man even further, he resorts to the pornography, where he talks about in Surah 78, 31 to 33, he says, as for the righteous, they shall surely triumph. Theirs shall be gardens and vineyards and high-bosomed virgins for companions. So now you know that they got big old swelling breasts, these damsels. This is the promise. Ibn Kathir, for this verse, says that the wide-eyed maidens with fully developed breasts, Ibn Mujahid and the others said, this means round breasts. They meant by this that the breasts of these girls will be fully rounded and not sagging, because they will be virgins equal in age.
I was trying to let you finish, man. This is crazy, bro. Salam alaikum, Jamia. What's going on, brother Albert? What's going on, James?
Yeah, I'm trying not to laugh. I tell you guys what, I promise you 99% of the time when I read this stuff, my cheeks, man, I try not to laugh, smile, because if I smile, I'm going to laugh. And then, he just gets me going.
Well, like for me, I'm curious about it. Like, how do you guys not think that this was just made by some guy in the desert who never got any kind of play? It's obvious. The dude probably grew up a square, never got any play. Then he probably made this fake religion so that he could touch all the butts. He just wanted to touch all the butts. So he promised anybody who followed him could touch all the butts. Like, this is crazy, bro.
Indeed it is. And I just want to say there is another translation for 78:33 where it says, and voluptuous woman of equal age. Voluptuous woman. Right? Now, again, I haven't even gotten to the part where we're going to talk about the heavenly Huris.
Oh, man, what a beautiful topic. God bless you guys.
God bless. Let me just add Yusuf, one second, guys. Yusuf Ibrahim, are you there?
He sound like he getting his hair cut.
Yusuf, are you there?
I am there, yeah.
My brother, get closer to the mic, please, bro. I can't hear you.
No, I'm enjoying the topic, so I don't want to be there. I'm just listening.
Okay, you just listen, my man. God bless you. So, Rob, what do you think so far, man?
Beautiful topic. I'm half convinced that Islam is the truth. I'm about to take my shahada along with Brother Amin and the rest of you. God bless you.
SubhanAllah, SubhanAllah.
Subhanallah, Jesus. James, can I get the big screen to give you some inside information about Jannah of Allah? Because I have around 5 minutes maximum, and then I have
just
to
one
go.
second, Rob. Let me just say, Zaharazin, you've got your camera on. That's right. Are you a Muslim, Zahara? Zaharazin? Zaharazin? Okay, nice. 1 second. the juicy parts yet, guy. I just
was trying
started, man.
He was trying to tell you what was in Jenna.
Here it comes. The juicy part comes here. In Tafsir ibn Kathir, volume 11. So this is literally the Tafsir of Ibn Kathir, guys. God bless everyone again. When it's talking about Surah Yasin, chapter of the Quran, Yasin, ayahs 55 to 58, on page 369, look what it says. When it's talking about that the companions of Jannah, the people who will go to Jannah, they are going to be very busy. Busy what? The only job, you got one job, it's people of Jannah will be busy.
Wow.
This is the only job. You're going
That
to
is
destroy hymens. Literally, that's what it says. You're going to destroy hymens. Okay? That's one. Here is some more.
Such a beautiful religion.
This is the only job that Muslims have in Jannah. In Mashad Yawm al-Qiyamah, when you're going to be witnessing, this is the title of the book, bearing witness of the day of judgment, Yawm al-Qiyamah, by Mahmoud al-Masri, the leader of the Salafis in Egypt. Okay. On page 251, look what it says. عن Ibn Mas'ud, from Ibn Mas'ud, إن في الجنة حوار يقال لها اللعبة. In paradise, there's a special Hur al-Ain. So Allah will give you a special Hur al-Ain, and it will be called the doll, like a Barbie doll. I'm not kidding. But I hope for the Muslims that the Barbie doll will not look like this. Okay. All jokes aside. So this is what the Muslims will get from Allah. And here's the last source, but not least. In Hashyat al-Bijarmi ala al-Khatib, of course, these are all Sunni books, volume 3, page 356. Look what it says. Al-Qurtubi stated, Imam al-Qurtubi, the giant Mufassir, that it's halal to have shmeks with al-maharim, with the people who are unlawful for you, meaning your family members in Jannah, except you can have shmeks with all the females in your family except the mother and your daughter. So you can have shmeks with your aunt, you can have shmeks with your grandma, you can have shmeks with your with all of your family members, even with the daughters of your own brother, except your own mother and daughter. But the rest are all halal, according to Imam al-Qurtubi. So Allah will give you a lot of hadaya, a lot of goods in Jannah. This is Islam.
Okay, so just getting back to the topic about Allah's paradise. So for those that have been listening for a little longer now,
James,
yes, sir.
Sorry, brother. I just have a quick question. First, salam on Masih to Amin and Rob. God bless, brothers. Sorry I didn't acknowledge you guys. I was in the shower, but I have a question for Rob then, because he made it very clear that Allah protects the man's mother and daughter from him so that he doesn't have sex with her, right? However, Rob, can other men then have sex with his mother and daughter?
Well, I once asked a Muslim if he wants to have shmeks with Rasulullah himself in Jannah. Would that be possible? He said, yes. If it's your wish, Allah will give you that permission. There is no limitation in Jannah.
I mean, like,
Rico, are you a Muslim, brother?
So that just to give you the answer.
Rico, a Muslim?
And Rob, isn't there a hadith as well that says that Muhammad is going to have shmeks with the fake Maryam?
Yes. The wife of Pharaoh, Aisha, and the mother of Isa, Maryam, will be both, because they are considered to be the best women ever created. They will be given to Muhammad so that Muhammad will have shmeks with them in Jannah. The mother of Isa, yes.
Like imagine saying, bro.
And this is in Qissa al-Anbiya, but this is in Qisas al-Anbiya by the Imam Ibn Kathir in his book.
Okay, Zara Zen, are you there?
I think this is the same person.
Zen, are you there?
She was playing something in Arabic earlier, trying to tell us about what happens in Jannah.
She's asking me about it for big screen. Last chance. Are you there? You may answer. Going, gone.
Okay.
So I just want
Imagine.
to touch on. Sorry, go on.
No, I was just gonna say, like, just to put this into perspective, like for the Muslims, like, bruh, like, and this is really, I don't know, man. To me, this is just crazy, bro. Like, to really think about this. Imagine somebody asking you, I don't know, what'd you do today? And then you say, I was a little busy deflowering 70 virgins. Jenna, since Jenna, like, bro, like, what, bro? Like, how do you even have that conversation, bro?
And Allah's just sitting there watching. So, just getting back to the topic, Allah's paradise sounds much like what Cassie said about, what she had to go through with all these men, and she was the object of their desires. They just came in, they used her, yada, yada, yada. She was this object. And we can see how dehumanizing it was for her and why she's so destroyed as a woman, right? Might sound great at the start, but look how it turned out. Now, understanding that these men had access to Viagra, because this is some of the things that he was providing, Allah does the same thing for the men in paradise. Now, I allowed Albi to just jump the gun there, but when he went to Surah 56. But notice what it says in Surah 56, because if you read Ibn Kathir and Tirmidhi regarding this topic, it says that the men will be able to have dingy with 100 virgins in one day. Then we go to Tirmidhi, and he says, in Tirmidhi 2536, he says, the Prophet said, the believer will be given tremendous strength in paradise for dingy. It was questions, O Prophet of Allah, can he do that? Like, really, can he do that? And Mom was like, oh, yeah, he will be given the strength of 100 people. They were like, man, can Allah really do that? And Mom was like, sure can. He give you the strength of 100 people. Then you go to Tirmidhi again, 2459, and he says this: a man will have dingy in paradise with his wives from among al-hur al-yin. I don't know what that means.
Hur al-ain.
His wives from among the people of this world, if they enter paradise with him. A man will be given the strength of 100 men to eat, drink, feel desire, and have dingy. It was narrated from Anas that Muhammad said, the believer in paradise will be given such and such strength for dingy. He asked, O Messenger of Allah, will he really be able to do that? He said, he will be given the strength of 100 men.
James, let me make it even more explicit to back you up, because what you're reading is basically the sugar-coated translations. So let me make it more explicit. Let me show you two sources, and I really need to drop, guys. I need to go to the kindergarten to pick up my children. Look, guys. In Silsila Ahadith al-Sahiha, so all of these chains of narrations, all of these hadiths in the book of Al-Albani are all authentic. Volume 7, so Al-Albani, as you notice, he always write books. He takes, for example, Jami' al-Tirmidhi, he takes Ibn Majah, and he puts all the authentic hadiths in his books. That's what he loved to do, by the way, one of his jobs. This is Shaykh al-Albani himself, Silsila Ahadith al-Sahiha, the chains of narrations that are authentic. On page 1000, look guys, the amount of poison that I need to go through. Page 1060, Hadith 3351, it says the following. I translated it. It says, yes, so about Jannah, yes, I swear by the one in whose hand is my soul, meaning Allah. I swear by Allah. After, and when she gets up, when the woman gets up, when the Hur al-Ain gets up, she returns to being a virgin. And guess what? The word dahman is used. So a man will give it very hard schmecks to the women when you're deflowering them. It's going to be like, and you know, the corn movie is nothing compared to the Jannah of Allah. You know, you'll have thousands of horsepowers.
This is like a jackhammer.
Yeah, it's like a jackhammer. It's without stopping, you know? So an orgasm after orgasm. This is source number one. Source number two, even Aisha was shocked when she heard from Muhammad. Look, in Tafsir al-Mulla Ali al-Qari al-Musamma, volume 5, most of you probably never seen these books before, but it's okay.
يا متعة اسمعني يا متعة اسمعني.
بس دقيقة. Hold on. For Surah Al-Waqa, the same chapter that you mentioned, 56, ayahs 34 to 37 on page 91, we see Aisha saying when she heard about being a virgin in Jannah, okay? She said, really, Ya Rasulullah? And he answered, yes. قالت Aisha, the pain. Aisha said, she reminded herself. I'm not kidding, guys. You look, and you can find this again.
حديث ضعيف. حديث ضعيف. You don't know anything.
Hold on, brother. Mute. Let me finish this.
You're gonna have
Hey.
You're gonna have great.
Thank you, brother Ami. So in Tafsir Ali al-Qari and Imam al-Qurtubi for chapter 56, ayah 35 and 36, it says, indeed, we have produced the women of paradise in a new creation and made them virgins. He, the Prophet, said, they are the old women of this world. So in this world, you could be very old women, you know, but Allah will create the women as new again. You'll be fresh and new, like when their husbands met them for the first time, as virgins, in other words, as virgins. When Aisha heard that, she said, the pain. She reminded herself when Muhammad mounted her at the age of 9.
She knows, she still remembers the pain.
She remembers it. She said, no, not again.
Like, come on.
This was the reaction of Aisha.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Guys, God bless you. Thank you for having me continue this awesome job. I love the topic.
God bless, bro. God bless.
Before you leave, okay, Rob's gone. Guys, give Rob a follow, please, on YouTube as well. Rob Christian. Same thing with Amin and same thing with LBL. Go to their bios. You'll find the links to their YouTube channel. Please go and support these guys. You've got another guy called LA Apologetics. Please go follow him. King Apologetics, follow him. Chloe, Pro-Life Chloe. Please don't forget God Logic. Fatima, you would love this topic, Fatima. You would love this topic because, again, everything is from the Quran. Give these guys One Way Apologetics. Please, guys, follow them, support them. Notice that every single one of us is able to use the Quran, unlike Muslims.
I have a question. I'm just wondering, what is is there ever like for the verse, those two verses you read in the Quran about the al-Hurayn? What does the Isbab and Nuzul say about it? Like, what is the reason as to why this is even a thing? Like, why? Like, I don't understand like why this is even needed. Because for us, like heaven is for being with God, right? Like you spend your whole life in this body that's full of sin, that is decaying. And matter of fact, Romans 8 talked about us groaning, like our spirits groaning, basically just to get out of this body so we can get our glorified body, so we can be with God. So if you can if you're able to do these things on earth, or you can do them in heaven, the same thing like drinking wine, like what is the purpose of heaven? Like, that's what I don't understand.
Could I tell you what the selling point is? As you guys all know, but there's actually there's psychology to this. And the psyche is this, right? When a man is under oppression, he, how do you say this? He wants to have sex. When a man is in battle, hormones are going up, right? He wants to relieve himself by having sex. This is just natural. Matter of fact, I'm going to give you an example of this in scripture really quick, if you don't mind, right? In Exodus chapter 1, when the pharaohs are oppressing the Israelites, Exodus chapter 1, verse 9 and on, it says, and he said to his people, look, the people of the children of Israel are more and mightier than we. Come, let us deal shrewdly with them. Notice, let us deal shrewdly with them, lest they multiply, and it happen in the event of war that they also join our enemies and fight against us, and so go up out of the land. Therefore, they set taskmasters over them to afflict them with their burdens, and they built for Pharaoh supply cities, Pithom and Ramses. But the more they afflicted them, the more they multiplied and grew.
Wow. I never noticed that. Yeah.
Notice, the more they were afflicted, the more they came together and had intercourse and produced offspring. Now, obviously, the spiritual side to this is when the newer and greater Exodus took part by Christ, starting in at his ascension. The more the church was afflicted, the more it multiplied and grew. That's the spirituality of it, right? But in Exodus, it's the more they were afflicted, the more they grew, right? Even the same thing with black people here in America under oppression for 400 years. What do? They multiply like no other. Praise God, though, for that. You see what I'm saying?
I gotta be honest with you, Albie. Can we all just like praise God for the work that God does at Albie's? How for me, how you're able to remember stuff like that and catch is just like amazing
That's
to
so
me.
true.
It is so specific. He's like, oh yeah, just go to Exodus chapter 1, verse 9 through. Like what? Like, how do you even remember this? But praise God, man.
That's encouraging. God bless, bro. But yeah, so that's what it is, man. During the time of war, our hormones are racing, right? So how do we relieve ourselves? By having sex, right?
Mhm.
Same thing under oppression. This is why it was promised, right, to the Muslims.
Indeed. So, guys, for that just came in, please tap, share, notice again. These topics are very simple ones. It's because of Diddy that we know so much about Islam, and because of Islam, we know so much about Diddy. So they're working hand in hand. Now,
It's funny.
another piece of evidence will be from a guy called Suyuti. Suyuti says, each time we slept with the Huri, we find her virgin, like what Rob just showed you guys. Besides, the wuli of the elected never softens. That's the Muslim. His erection is eternal. The sensation that you feel each time you make love is utterly delicious and out of this world. And when you experience it in this world, you would faint. Each chosen one of you, each chosen one will marry 72 huris, besides the woman he married on earth, and all will have appetizing vijayjays. This is Suyuti.
You
For
know,
Muslims, this is one of your scholars.
explained in the comments says, James, the Hindu revert. I gotta say, man, you guys have got to be I'm not gonna say that. You guys have got to be smartly challenged for you guys to keep thinking that James is Indian. You guys
But it's
must live
okay.
under
I
a
mean,
rock.
watch this. That's my brother.
He's
It's
not,
okay.
he doesn't even sound Indian. What is
Dude, I'm
wrong with
okay with
y'all?
that. I will rather be a Hindu than a Muslim. I will rather be a Hindu with no arms and no legs than a Muslim. I would rather be a gay Hindu than a Muslim.
It's funny to me because it goes to show, like, bro, like, they probably never been outside of a masjid. Because for you to not be able to tell the difference between an Indian accent and a South African accent is like, I don't get it, man. Like it's like not being able to tell the difference between an Asian accent and a Mexican accent. Like it's night and day, bro. Like I'm sorry, bro. It's funny.
But I mean, remember, once people actually said, we can't tell the difference between Amin and James. So I'm not sure, man. You know, people hear what they hear, man. But anyway, let's just keep going, guys, because I got more. I got more for you. I got more for you. Watch this. This is Ibn Majah. And he says this. Every one of them. So I think this is, in fact, this is a daif one. I'm gonna just call it out now. Let me just see if I can find it, because there's one of these that's actually daif, but I want you guys to see what it says. Ibn Majah. Now this is what it said. Now remember what Sayyuti said. Now they're calling this daif, and it says there will be no one who Allah would admit into paradise, but Allah himself will marry them to 72 virgins, 2 from the Huris and 70 from the inheritance of the people of hell. Now, so far, this is all in line with everything else. All of whom have desirable front passages. He will have a male member that never becomes flaccid or soft. Now, we'll notice we just said that other people have said that it'll be hard for 100 women. You can't make this makeup. You can't make sense of this if you tried. Now, did you all guys also know that according to the scholars, you have a place that's called Al-Hadith, where it says that there will be a marketplace, a market where you can get your woman? There's a heavenly sex market.
You know, in that book by Abdullah Hasham, there is that section where it talks about like how you can do the dingy with the children or whatever. Oh, bro, it's so disgusting. But he gets that information from that hadith you're talking about. He just kind of like does tadwil on it. He does some kind of weird innovation with it. But in that hadith, and I think it's Hassan, but it says that you can look at a picture, and the picture you look at, like whatever you imagine the picture to be, you can go into the picture and do whatever you want.
So explain. I'm a Hindu revert, correct?
Yeah. So, bro, what's your family origin?
You sound like you from Pakistan, but that's okay. Did Allah give you this divine inspiration to say that?
Kashmir, bro, Kashmir. There's a difference. So seriously,
hang on a second. So you're saying it's different. Now I'm saying to you. First. So I'm saying to you that you're Pakistani, or I say to you that you sound Hindu.
Kashmir.
Why are you deflecting from that?
Kashmir.
Doesn't matter. I'm calling you Hindu. I'm calling you a Hindu.
No, I'm from Kashmir.
I don't care where you're from. I'm telling you, you're Hindu.
Are you one of them that were brought into South Africa to populate?
I'm saying
oh my God, bro! Why is this even a conversation? This is so weird.
So I'm going to read for you guys again from the hadith that I just found. It says this: Ali reported that the apostle of Allah said, "Verily, there is in paradise a market wherein you will there will be no buying or selling, but the figures of men and women. When a man will desire a figure, he will have dingy with her." So you have these markets. Now, pay attention, people. So far, we've proven that Islam is a Diddy den, right? I mean, Islam, paradise, a Diddy den. In fact, Diddy would feel like Allah in this den because he is running the show, watching these people do things to these women. So now you came up for the topic. I'm hoping you came up for the topic.
Yeah. So can I just ask you though?
Have we said anything so far that's not true?
Yeah. 1 second. So when it talks about some people are made eunuchs, some people become eunuchs, right? So is that your faith chopping people's testicles off?
Now I know that you're trying to deflect. Now try to be smarter than your your Hindu self, right? Bro, take your head out the back of the cow. Take your head out the back of the cow's butt because you thought you were looking at the black stone. So you're confused Hindu. Now listen carefully. Listen carefully to me. We are talking about the paradise of Islam and Diddy. Are you in Islam promised a willy that doesn't go down so you can penetrate 100 women and 72 virgins that become virgin again, and you the whole day, that's all you'll be doing, I know that you don't get the baby oil, but you are provided with honey, correct?
So essentially, how many priests were fiddling children?
How many Muhammads was giving it to little girls?
How many priests, brother?
Muhammad are the priests the best example to mankind? Are the priests the best example to mankind?
Yeah.
But PDF Mo was the best example to you, correct?
Yeah.
So we will say that we condemn these priests, but you coward Pakistani will never say to me that you condemn Muhammad. In fact, Pakistanis are better than you.
Yeah. I dropped him just because we were, for one, I mean, he just showed the fruits of Islam. He's not going to be able to engage on the topic. He refuses to engage on the topic. And I think he was saying some of those things specifically just to get the live flag. So explain, you can come back up and engage on the topic if you want. That's fine. We don't have a problem with that, but
he's okay.
just,
He can stay down there.
yeah, just stay focused, bro.
Okay, JME, are you Muslim, brother? Jamie, are you Muslim?
By the way, and Albie can also chime in if he has time. I just wanted to kind of give some explanation to that verse that he brought up, just because I know that this is going to come up again on this topic, and I just don't want to have to keep hearing it over and over again. When Jesus said that, so there's two things he said. So the first one, he said there are people that are made eunuchs during that time, and I can even show you from Justin Martyr's writings within the Roman Empire.
It's bad connection, bro. You might as well just continue, Albie.
I'm not sure what
he's got a phone call.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not sure what he was saying. I was distracted, so I'll just continue until he gets back. So watch this. Now, guys, listen now. According to the Quran and the Hadith and the Tafsirs, not only are you going to be getting women, but you also get little boys. Now, Diddy... Are you back? Okay.
Oh, so I just want to say this really quick. What was I? Okay. In the Roman Empire during that time, and this was before Christianity became legal, because Justin Martyr is writing to the Roman emperor, asking them to stop doing some of these things and to stop unaliving Christians. In his second apology, and I believe he also writes about it in his first, he talks about how the pagans, the Roman pagans, used to use women and children for illicit sexual desires. I believe he even says that some of them would castrate them to give them the appearance of, women. Even if he doesn't say that last part specific, because I can't remember, it's been a minute since I read it, he does specifically say that they used to use children for these things. So Justin Martyr is like, bro, like, this is sick. Like, you need to stop doing this. So we know that historically, like, people were doing that during that time. But what ended up happening was when people would hear the gospel, they would turn from their ways and they would become Christian. But they had already been castrated. So this is why the scripture says there are some people who were made eunuchs, because some people were made eunuchs by those Romans, and then they convert to the gospel. And then he says there are some people who become eunuchs for the sake of the gospel. That can be interpreted when Paul talks about, I believe it's in, and I know Albie knows, in Corinthians, when he says that—
Corinthians 7:32.
Yes, sir. When he says that if it were possible, I wish that you all would be celibate as I am. But then he says, I know that some people cannot be. I'd rather you get married than burn with desire. So he says that the reason why is because if you become celibate, if you become a eunuch in that aspect, if you become celibate, then you can give yourself completely to God. You don't have to worry about trying to, do whatever for your husband or for your wife. Your attention is fully on God.
Yeah, and I mean, and again, just for context, and you know this, but just for the people, right? And the
Yep.
reason why Paul says what he says in 1 Corinthians 7:32 is because, right, he was gifted that grace. However, the reason why he wished that upon the Corinthians is because the Corinthian church during that time was under extreme persecution. That's why he says, in the current troubles that you're in, right? Otherwise, he wants everybody, because the more we get married and multiply physically, right, the more children we can raise up for the kingdom of God. You know what I mean? But that specific church at that time was under extreme persecution, which is why Paul said what he said, because in the context, he also says that, you know, given the current distress that you are in, right, the current persecution that you're in. And God did the same thing for Jeremiah. And Jeremiah, if you read chapter 16, right, he tells him not to take a wife, because if you do take a wife, you're going to watch her be unalived by the Babylonians. You know what I mean? But yeah, so.
I just wanted to say this really quick. I'm gonna mute up for a second because I got to make a phone call. Guys, notice we're able to answer these questions, bro. Like, this is not hard. Like, we can, like, imagine being in a religion where people ask you basic questions like this and you have no answers. Instead of answering first and then doing a Socratic method on your interlocutor, you just start to insult. Like, you have no answers. Like, how pathetic is that, bro? So Muslims, please, if you're going to come up, please engage on the topic. If you show that you're willing to engage, then we'll answer your questions. We have no problem doing it. We have answers. I don't think you guys do.
That's right. And just to, I don't know if anybody brought up Matthew 22:30 when Jesus is talking to the Sadducees, where he says that in heaven we will be like the angels.
Like angels, neither marry nor given in marriage. Yep.
Now, a lot of people think that what does that mean? Are we going to lose our parts? No, all God is saying is that angels do not procreate. We will not be procreating. That's it.
Now that was easy. That was just easy. But you know. So, guys, we still got a little bit more to unpack over here. So we spoke about what the promise of Allah is on earth and in heaven, and it's all to do with what's between the legs. But not only the legs of the females. Yes, that's right. Because in paradise, Allah is promising you boys. He's promising you boys, 80,000 boys, pearls, little boys. So we go again to the Quran, Surah 52:24, when it says, round about them will serve. One second, let me just, there we go. So round about them, them will serve, to them youths, handsome as pearls, well guarded. And there's another translation that says, and there shall wait on them young boys of their own, as fair as virgin pearls. So, I mean, you got this religion that's promising you non-stop, dingy, non-stop, 100 women a day, not a problem. This is how they brought you into the religion. This is how they keep you in the religion, with the promise of the flesh. Surah 56:22 and 23 says, and they are fair ones with wide, lovely eyes like unto hidden pearls. So we can see now, Huris and young boys are described in the exact same manner. Both of them are likened to pearls in the Quran. MashaAllah, it must be so nice. Now, again, this is sexual talk. This is to entice the person to come to Islam. It's like, it's okay. You like the man, you like the man. You like the woman, you like the woman. You can have both. Because Allah says you can have whatever you desire. Surah 56:17 and 18 says, they will be served by immortal boys with cups and jugs and a glass from the flowing wine.
Hey, listen, man. Imagine, bro. I know one day when I get married, by the grace of God, I'm gonna want to talk to my wife about heaven. I'm gonna want to talk to her about being in the presence of the Lord, how eternity will be. Have these conversations back and forth. Can a Muslim do that? I mean, honestly, can a Muslim do that?
And can they? So let me just keep going now. So again, we just saw you that and showed you in 76:19, it says, and round them shall go youths, never aging, never altering in age. When you see them, you will think of them to be scattered pearls, my beauty. They will be scattered pearls. Now watch this, guys. I'm going to read again from the book called Al-Hadith, and it says this. I actually downloaded today, the PDF. Watch what it says. It says, Hazrat narrated that the Apostle of Allah said, there is in paradise a market wherein there will be no buying or selling, I read that to you earlier, but will consist of men and women. A man desires a beauty, he will have dingy with them. Again. My goodness. So if you want a man or a woman, you go to the sex market in paradise and you pick and choose who you want. You take them home. I don't know if you take them home. You take them wherever you're taking them and you do it, because this is clearly stating both males and females are in this heavenly sex market. Diddy is going shopping today. This is what I'm saying, man. You can't make this up. So this is talking about the man on man, the LGBT, and this is why, again, looking at Muhammad and his lifestyle, being kissed by other men, touched by other men, enjoying the jinns, this is all signs of a man that wasn't really fussy as to who he was with. Now, Allah is providing the same kind of love for you in paradise. Again, come to Islam. You can have whatever you want. Each time we read, guys, the more we read, the more the sicker it gets. The sicker it gets. I didn't see my man Sid, but it's okay. He can listen for a while. Over and over, guys, in the hadiths, it tells you, I'm going to read this for you guys, and I want you to also listen to this. This is something that's crazier than you'll ever imagine. This is Sahih Bukhari, 7487. 7487. Look what it says. The Prophet said, Jibril came to me and gave me the glad tidings that anyone who passed on without worshipping anything besides Allah, they would enter paradise. So if they only worshipped Allah, they will enter paradise. I asked, this is Abu Dar, he said, I asked, even if he has committed theft and even if he has committed illegal dingy, that's zina, he said, even if he committed theft and even if he committed illegal dingy. So if you commit illegal dingy on earth, but you just follow Allah, you will go to paradise. So
Yeah,
even on earth
unjust?
and on heaven, it's just about the sickness of this cult, because it has to be a cult.
What, Islam?
Absolutely, brother.
No, don't say that, man.
My man, I'm proving this to you. If you went to any cult leader, any cult, what do they promise you?
Islam is not a cult, it's a religion.
What do they promise you in a cult?
It's not a cult, though.
Okay, watch this. In Islam, what are you promised on earth, Ali? By Allah. What is it? What are you allowed? I know that you're not one of those like the guy next to you, but you said you know that on earth Allah is promising you 4 wives, correct?
Yeah. So
okay. Now you might be one of the few that doesn't want 4 wives.
4 wives. That's a choice. That's a choice.
I know it's a choice. I said, but he's offering you. He's saying to you, you can.
Okay, yeah.
Because he's looking at the man's lust for the flesh, correct?
Yeah, so
watch now. So he's basically saying to the man, stay in Islam, dude. I know that the flesh is weak, but it's okay. In Islam, have weak flesh. You can, if you want, have 4 wives, and you can have right hand possess. So the right hand possess is saying, if you have any slaves, you can have as many as you want, in addition to your 4 wives.
it's not that, man. It's not.
It is, my brother.
No,
it is. I'm not saying this just to make
right hand possess. I know it means slaves. Like have as many slaves.
Okay,
as you
did
want,
Muhammad have sex? Did Muhammad have sex slaves?
I don't know.
Or slaves he had sex with?
I don't know. I don't look into that.
What do you think? Would a prophet, the best example to mankind, have 9 to 13 wives, have right hand possess, and in addition to that, have sex slaves?
13. I think it was 11.
I said 9 to 13. It depends on who you speak to. You know, some people's.
I think it was 11 wives.
So I'll give you 11. Say he got 11 wives. He's got as many right hand possess as he wants, and then he's got these sex slaves. Does that sound like a prophet or a man that thinking?
Do you think he has sex with the slaves? Did he have sex with the slaves?
Yes.
Okay. Did you have hadith?
Sure, I can, man. You know.
You find that, James. I am curious. No, I said after you find that, James. I am curious. And maybe Ali can answer, but why did he have 11? Like, what was the purpose of that? If you can only have 4.
I think, there was some reasons as to why. First and foremost, him being a prophet and the final messenger. Like he had to have more. I think he had to have more than 4 wives.
He had to have.
Yeah.
But that doesn't follow. But I said it doesn't follow. But I'll let James do this first, and then I'll ask you afterwards. I don't want to interrupt him. Go ahead.
Okay, so here's the hadith that's Sahih. Sunan An-Nasai, 3959.
Yeah, Sahih. Yeah, okay, I understand. Yeah.
It was narrated from Anas that the Messenger of Allah had a female slave with whom he had intercourse.
Yep.
So he had a female slave, and if you have sex with a female slave, that's your sex slave.
Yeah. So he had sex with a sex slave. Okay.
Yeah, so he basically he had these 9 wives, 11 wives, in addition to having all these other women that he took from battles, and he also, in addition to that, had sex slaves. The man was a cult leader because he was doing what he pleased for himself in the name of someone else. Every cult leader does that. That's exactly what they do. So he was blaming Allah. What did Aisha said? Aisha said, it's funny how your Lord hastens to fulfill your desires. This is Aisha said it, not me. Aisha said to Muhammad.
There's nothing wrong with what the Prophet's doing. No?
Okay, if you say totally so. So you're okay with Muhammad having sex with slaves, having 11 wives, and then saying to all the people, please be like me, and then when you get to paradise, you can have even more. Does that sound enticing?
Yeah, I'm not saying the Prophet said you should be like the Prophet, but
Ali,
huh?
How would you feel? How would you feel? And God forbid, man, I'm not trying to be insultive. If your daughter was the 3rd wife of a Muslim.
I'm young. I'm like 19.
I understand that, but you're still smart though, so you can make a logical conclusion about how that.
You know what I used to do? I don't want to mention my sins, but you know what I used to do?
Yeah, but Ali, do you understand what I'm saying, bro?
Even me, you know what I used to do? It had to do with women. You know what I used to do?
Well,
some bad things when I got to power. Not bad things, but
Ali,
when I got the power.
Hear me out.
Yeah.
In the future, right? And I pray that God gives you a beautiful, God-fearing woman that you marry with plenty of children. I pray that for you.
Thank you.
But now, would you be okay with your daughter being the 3rd wife of a Muslim?
Like a very young daughter,
Doesn't matter.
Like my very young, like a 5-year-old daughter.
No. Any age. Forget that 5-year-old. Any age. 18 years old. But the third wife of a Muslim.
Okay.
Would you be okay with that?
Yeah, I would be okay. Yeah, I'd be okay.
Okay. Just wanted to put that out there.
I
want you to one day.
You're not taking
it was
into
I'll sign
Let me-
it.
I'll
he was
be-
a 60-year-old man and
It's
she
a
was
marriage
18.
contract. I have to sign it, but the guy has to be like a general. You know?
Mama.
I'll probably give it to a general.
Yo, mama, just give me a second. Ali, let's change it up a little bit, just because I don't think it's really hitting home what Albie is saying. What if it was your mother? What if your mother was the third wife?
Don't mention people's mothers, man. Mothers is not a good example.
I'm not mentioning mother in an insulting way. What I'm asking you is, hold on a second, wait, but Ali, this is the reality of the situation.
No. You just bring your mother so you can like.
No, I'm not.
To get closer to home, brother. This is why we do it.
No, Ali,
don't use mother. Don't use mother.
Ali, please, just give me a second.
Like Albie.
This is the whole reason I changed it to this, because it's not clicking for you. This is the severity of the situation.
If it's a stupid question, I'm not answering.
Okay. All I'm asking you is,
can I ask a question, please? Can I ask a question? Can I pose a question?
Can you give me a second, please? Dude, just relax. Have some decorum. I'm talking to Ali. The same situation that I'll be asking you about your daughter. What if your mother was the third wife of a man? That's all I'm
You're
asking.
an idiot, man. No, you're an idiot. Don't ask that question. You're an idiot.
Guys, 192 people in here. I want you guys to notice this.
James,
I'm asking
this guy
him
makes sense.
simple
What if your
questions.
mother is the wife? What kind of?
Are you saying that can't happen?
Ali, I don't have a problem. If he asks me, my mother was to be the third wife of a Muslim man, I would be upset about it. That's the honesty,
Thank
bro.
you.
I would be
honest. I mean, it's an honest question. Like, I'm not saying it to be insulting. Hold on a second, dude. Wait.
You know, my father passed away. You know, my mother remarried.
And I'm very sorry to hear that. I sincerely mean that. Like, I'm not even trying to be funny. Like,
yeah, that would be a mockery.
Sorry to hear that. But the reason I'm saying this is because this is a verse. This is a verse. This is a verse in the Quran, though.
Ali, brother, I need you to use your mind. He's not saying that, God forbid, harm ever hits your family, your mom, your dad, anything. That's not the point. The point is, we're trying to hit home where your heart is so that you would understand. This is called empathy. Not that we wish this upon your family. God forbid, we wish nothing but the best for your family, Ali. You understand?
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, so the reason I'm saying this is because this is a verse in the Quran. This is somebody's reality. If it says that you can have
When can I speak?
When you
let your mom speak for once.
I'm just gonna drop it because he has no decorum, man. Like he has no decorum.
Put him back up. Just be nice.
He can come back. He can come up when we get done with the conversation.
Okay.
This is somebody's reality, and this happens a lot, even in the UK. Like, this happens, bro. Like, it's a reality. So all I'm saying is, I think sometimes we disconnect ourselves when it comes to people that come after us. Like, oh, well, that's my child. If that's what she chooses to do. But when it comes to our immediate family, it's like, okay, I can't even fathom something like that.
Let Yoma come back up. Let Yoma come back up.
No worries, bro. I can see you don't want to answer that, but I accept you don't want to answer.
I'll answer.
What I like about that, Ali, what I like about that question, and this is why I also like to make it personal, because when it's personal, it's closer to home, meaning that it puts you on the spot and makes it a reality. So now we're gonna just forget about you, Ali. I just want to jump now to your mama. Mama, what's up?
Yo, what's going on? How's everybody? Everyone good?
Good, my man. All good. So you've seen the topic, right? Have you been listening to it?
Bro, I was in the other room, man, and the way James just got off with Ali, and then he went straight to your mom. I'm like, James, bro, what are you saying?
Yeah,
I ran back to my iPad, man. I'm like, don't do that, bro.
Okay,
I didn't realize his name is your mom, bro.
I wasn't scared.
No, you're good, bro. I just ran back to that iPad. I'm like, nah, dude. All right, my fault, man.
Well, notice this, guys. So if I had disrespected Ali like that, my man Albie would have sorted me out. You see that? You guys would have helped me get, put back in my place, and I would have been told to humble myself. So I'm glad. I appreciate that, man.
Yeah, hello. So can we stick to the topic now?
Sure, absolutely. So,
Yeah.
so in the topic, what we've done today, my man,
Yeah,
is
sure.
we were able to see. Let me just run it down quickly. That your Allah promises.
Not my Allah. Allah is for everybody. Yeah.
He's not my Allah.
Yeah. Well, He's the creator of the heavens. Yeah. Go on,
your heavens and earth, not mine.
Yeah,
but that's different.
Continue.
So the incentive for people to be a Muslim is what we're talking about. So I don't see the difference between what Diddy does and what Diddy has that Allah is not providing for the Muslims. So according to you, do you agree that when a Muslim man passes on, he would be given the strength to sleep with 100 women a day?
So this is the thing. What you're doing now. Now we have a concept in Islam called barzakh. This is the life in the hereafter, which is not the similitude of this life. Yeah. So we don't believe in the human body is actually of value. We believe in the soul. Yeah. If you believe in any faith, you usually tend to believe in a soul which goes on and passes on. Yeah. So life is completely. It doesn't have the same paradigm as this life. Can we agree to that? If you believe in any religion, Christian, Judaism, they all believe in some sort of afterlife. Yeah. Correct.
Okay,
correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, no, just explain yourself. We're learning now.
So exactly, yeah. Because you can only ask somebody what they know as. Yeah. All right.
Okay. So my question would be:
in the paradise, man shall have.
Barzakh is not paradise. That's not paradise.
Yeah, well, it is actually. It is the afterlife. Barzakh is actually afterlife.
So Barzakh is now paradise.
Barzakh is the afterlife, brother. Do you have proof? I have proof for what I'm saying.
I'm asking, bro. Slow down and take it easy. It's okay.
Exactly. So then why are you making a claim?
I'm asking a question, but it's okay. Slow down.
You're making okay. You made the claim.
I didn't claim. Dude,
don't call me an idiot.
I didn't claim. I asked a question.
You said Barzakh is not paradise. That's a claim. That's a statement.
I was asking a question. So is it not paradise?
Is. You say is. The word
anyway,
is comes before that.
My apologies. You go on. I'll just listen.
Yeah, you was wrong there. Thank you very much. Yes. So in the afterlife, it's not the same paradigm. You'll be judged according to your deeds and etc. And some people will be placed in paradise, some people will be placed in the hellfire. And as a reward for your good deeds, God has given us what man desires. Yeah. And
just one second. You said the body is not following you; the soul goes to paradise, correct?
Well, the soul follows after. Yeah, it transcends the body. Yeah.
Okay, so the body comes as well, or does the body stay behind?
To be honest, I'm not 100% sure, so I'm not going to comment on this. I'll be.
That would mean the soul has a willy.
Brother, what's wrong with you, bro?
We're getting to the topic. The topic is that you guys. The topic is that you guys get. The topic is that you guys get all these women in paradise, correct?
No, okay, that's a misconception. There's 72 virgins. The 72 virgins are for people like martyrs, people like people of special rank. Not everybody gets them. Some people you get some Huri al-Ain, which is mentioned for people that, but not everybody will get that. So that's just a big misconception.
So when it says in the Quran,
high station, yeah.
So one second, if we read the Quran, and the Quran says,
yeah, go
on. We will wed them to the Huris pure and beautiful.
Yeah.
Now,
it doesn't mention 72 there.
Say again?
It doesn't mention 72 there.
I didn't ask about 72. Focus on what I'm saying, not what I didn't say.
Okay,
so according to this verse, it says, we will wed them to the Huris, pure, beautiful ones. Who's being wed?
The person who's entered the paradise.
So they are going to get Huris.
Yeah, the good soul will enter and he will get what he desires. He can get a Hur al-Ain, which is women of paradise.
Okay, so you're saying that so you're saying that the martyrs or a special class of people get 72, but everybody else that enters gets maybe like 70 or 71.
No, not 70. Oh, what are you talking about? It doesn't specify the number, but it's specified for the people that say fought in battle or strove their whole life to spread Islam and they went through major hardships. So, for example, what's happening in Palestine, people that didn't get to live on this earth as a free person, somebody of high station.
The point I'm trying to make, the point I'm trying to make is that it's the point I'm trying. Bro, come on, man, please, dude. I don't want to have to drop you again. Just relax, bro. So the point I'm trying to make is that plural. It's more than one.
No, it could be one. I'm not God. I'm not God. I don't know.
No, it says in the verse it's plural. It says
wait.
Huris. That's what he just read. James, can you read it again?
I'm looking at the tafsir as well. It says you will find woman with an E. So there's many women, and it talks about beautiful faces, not a face. It says the woman of the fairest complexion with wide eyes and beautiful eyes. Wide and beautiful eyes. So again,
I don't know what tafsir you read, but Allah knows best how many the number is, or etc. etc.
Well, that's the point that I make.
No, but the point being,
I'm just gonna mute you for a second, man. Just stop, man. Just relax. We're having a conversation. The point I'm trying to make is, it doesn't matter if it's 72, 71, 70, 69, or 5. The fact of the matter is that it's plural. It is a plural number. So you saying that the martyr is 72, so what? Everybody else gets multiple as well. We're trying to figure out, how is this heaven? We want to know. That's the question. Go ahead.
So God knows. God created us, yeah? If you believe in a God, God made us, yeah? According to my belief system, God's created us. He knows our ins and outs. He knows what we're inclined to. He knows our wants, our desires, what human beings like, yeah? Yes? No? Yeah, because he's the creator. If you made the Apple iPhone, it would work as an Apple iPhone, yeah? So you're the creator. You know how the functions are. You know what you understand. He's given this as almost as a gift to those who have entered and earned paradise. Yeah?
Okay.
Yeah. So it's like if your boss came to you today and said, "Oh, you get a raise if you do X, Y, and Z." Yeah? You get that raise if you do X, Y, and Z. So it's like it's like a gift for you.
So then here's my question, okay?
For being obedient.
No problem. Since we established this earlier, that the number 72 or 5 is arbitrary. The fact of the matter is that you get plural. In the verse in the Quran, it says that you can have multiple wives already. It says you can have up to 4. And
if you can do justice.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah.
Let's assume that you can do justice. So now you have 4. If you get to Jenna, you have 4 wives as well there, given to you as a reward. Yeah. What is the difference between heaven and earth? How is that a reward if you can already get that here?
To be honest, I'm not a religious scholar. I can't really comment on that. I can't comment on something that I don't know, and I'll just be 100% transparent here. Well, I don't know.
I appreciate you being honest.
Yeah,
but
honestly,
this is the question.
I don't know.
It's fine.
It's
fine, but this is the question that I have.
The thing is, a lot of the things about...
May I ask a question to you, Mommy?
Continue.
Okay. Yo, Mommy.
Continue. Hello?
Oh, sorry. Can you hear me?
It's a bit fuzzy.
You're kind of fuzzy if you're talking to a Bluetooth or something, Albert.
Hello?
All right, is that better?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's better now.
So, given that previous question, obviously, was a little tough, you couldn't answer it.
What were you talking about? Stop doing ad hominem attacks.
You would agree that Allah also created women, right?
Correct.
Okay. What do women get in paradise?
So, God knows the nature of women. Again, we can go back to my first statement when I said is God created women, which is not the same as men, yeah? We do understand this, yeah? Yeah? Not the Western standard. Please don't give me the Western standard of women where they sleep around with everybody.
We're the same nature.
No, God created men in a certain way, and God's created women in a certain way.
Okay, but they're both humans anyways.
Yeah,
my question is simple.
Yeah.
What would your mommy get in heaven?
Bro, shut your mouth, man. Have some fun.
No, not you. Bro. I'm just saying, your mom. What would you get in heaven?
Mom, man. Who the fuck you talking to?
Oh my God. All right, we gotta drop him because he's gonna get 5 banned.
Hey, can I show you this guy was lying? So we know that martyrs. We know that martyrs are like the highest in heaven, right? Like they are better than just like if selling slut flavored vapes in his vape shop, right? If say, hold on, if you go to heaven, if you go to heaven versus a martyr, right, you're going to be in a lower class than the martyrs. All Muslims will agree with that. Now, this Mishkat al-Masabi 648 says that Abu Sa'id reported that God's messenger is saying the lowliest of inhabitants of paradise will be who has 80,000 servants and 72 wives, and for whom a round pavilion of pearls. So the women are going to be trapped in 66-mile wide hollowed pearls. You can find this in the Quran. They get stuffed in a pearl tent where they can't see their husbands doing bingy bingy to all their 72,000 wives. This says the lowliest of inhabitants will get 72 wives.
Are you jealous, Travis?
So no, Sid, no, I'm not jealous, friend.
Hang on, Sid. It's like asking you, Sid, are you jealous of Diddy?
Right.
Show me Diddy, bro.
That's a good question, bro.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Bro, James, that's how you should
about
just form it from now on, bro.
I think you guys are jealous for us.
So let's you and I have this conversation there, Sid, because it seems as if you're proud of us. So according to your Quran, in Surah 44:54, it says, "We will wed them with the Huris, pure and beautiful." 56:22 says, "And there will be Huris, fair females with wide, lovely eyes, and wives for pious, like unto preserved pearls." Surah 56:35 says to 38 says, "Lo, we have created them a new creation and made them virgins." Wow, mashallah. You go to the tafsir and it says in Marifo Tafsir 290, it says that they will remain virgins even after being penetrated. Then we go on to Surah 54-58. It says, "Reclining upon the couches lined with silk brocade, and the fruits of the two gardens will be near at hand, wherein both of those will be maidens, restraining their glances upon their husbands, whom no man or jinn has opened their hymens with dingy before them."
You want me to help you with more verses?
We're getting there. I need you to first listen to your
James,
listen to the
James
corn of Islam. Yes, sir.
While you're reading those verses, can you give me big screen real quick? I just want to show something to the audience.
Why aren't you getting big screen?
There you go. He's showing big screen on my side, James.
Is it? Oh yeah, there we go. There you go. That's right.
Yeah, just show it to us, bro.
To watch.
Here we go. Let me move my. Hang on,
hey man, bro.
That's right. That's right.
Hello. Good morning.
Yeah, bro. Hey, so
just 1 second, Sadiq. 1 second. I just want to read some more verses for my man Sid. Surah 78 talks about, "As for the righteous, they shall surely triumph. There shall be gardens and vineyards and high-bosomed virgins." My beauty. One of the other translation is damsels with swelling breasts. Then we go to Ibn Kathir, and he says the vineyards, meaning wide-eyed maidens with fully developed breasts. Ibn Abbas, Mujahid, and the others have said this means round breasts. They mean by this that the breasts are those of these girls will be fully rounded and not sagging, because they will be virgins equal in age. Surah 78 of this Quran book says, "And voluptuous women of equal age." Now, all this is describing the woman, woman that Diddy wants. I'm sorry, the woman that Muslims will get when they get to paradise.
I'm loving it so far, James, to be honest.
Of course you are. Religion appeals to your male.
What's wrong with that, bro?
So this is what the women get.
My sentiments exact, Sid.
Yeah, I love it.
This is
beautiful.
Yeah, of course I would.
I want to die sooner.
I can help you if you want help. But watch this now again, guys. Notice what's happening. He says he wants to die sooner, but what he didn't say is that in paradise, there's a market where you can get men and women. This is where you get. Hang on a second, Sid. We're going to talk now about the 80,000 little boys that don't bleed, because according to the Hadith, it says one of the scholars, he talks about the marketplace in paradise where you can get man and woman. So now I know why you want to go sooner.
Okay, let's investigate.
You and Sadiq
James.
want to go sooner.
Hold on, Sid.
So you guys can get your
that there's going to be homosexuality in paradise, brother.
It's okay. James claiming things, right?
Hang on, must I show it to you? Hang on a second. Must I show it to you? Must I show it to you that you allow that you will get men in the market?
You know what is funny?
And I show you that you will get men and women in your market.
Yeah, show me, please.
And if it is
we don't need to see that, Sid.
Well, hang on. Why is
that
that
narrative?
Your name says it all, bro. Why not?
You can.
Why not?
Let him, bro. Let him bring it.
Manifesting, bro. Why are you guys manifesting?
All
We're trying
we
to
know
see the
there is
Diddy.
Hurul
We're trying to see the Diddy hadith, bro. Why are you guys manifesting?
Seconds, bro. We've listened to you. All we know,
why are you
there is
panicking
Hurul
then?
Ain.
Why are
This
you
72, it's not really the case because hadith, Rasul says everyone got 2 Hurul Ain. But do you know what's the funny thing here? You talk about the paradise, but you're only talking about specific topic. If your topic is
this is what the
paradise,
topic is. The topic is that you guys would fit perfectly in a Diddy party, and I'm not sure why any Muslim on earth is upset with Diddy. Be quiet, Sid. I'm not sure why any Muslim is upset with Diddy because the only thing that Diddy use that you don't use is the baby oil. But guess what? You got all the honey that you can use to smother them up before you start devouring.
Empty words, James.
You know what's wild is Muhammad
So
was.
what is your narrative?
Hold on, Sadiq, hold on, just a second. So I don't think Diddy actually had 9 women in the bed at one time. Like you know how Muhammad visited all 9 wives on a single bath. Like, I don't think Diddy ever freed 9 women at one time.
They
James
said that he was wearing a niqab.
What does your heaven look like?
We can talk about it. I'm ready, guys. Ready when you are.
We are talking about it, Sid. According to your Quran.
Why don't you tell me what your heaven look like?
Wait. He asked the question. I think it's only for us to answer. Do you mind if I answer Sadiq's question real quick, James?
You're gonna answer James because James has been asking questions.
Well, hold on. Sadiq asked the question, what does your heaven look like, talking to the Christians, right?
Right, exactly.
Okay, so this is an excellent question, right? And it's only fair that we respond as well. Here's what heaven looks like. Jesus Christ.
Looks like Jesus Christ. That's what heaven look like.
That's all we want. That's all we want. We want to be
all we need
and be in his presence. That's our heaven. That's it.
But Albi, you gave the wrong answers about wives earlier. I want to correct you on that.
So this is what happens. This is what happens. And I appreciate what you just did, right? But notice now, because
leave these people. They don't.
Hold on, Sadiq. Hold on. We'll talk about Hooters in a second.
Just hang on a second. Pretend you with all the 80,000 little boys that don't bleed. Just hang on a second. According to what these guys are saying, is that they, with their carnal minds, don't see a problem with going to a God where it says that he entices you to become a Muslim, saying, become a Muslim, and you can have 4 wives and as many right-hand possess as you want, even if they married, can penetrate and grape them, use them as your 424. It's not a problem. You think that's enough? No. If you get slain or you slay someone, then you go to the heavens and guess what? There you will be given 72 of them, where you can do whatever you want with a penis that does not stop. It lasts for 100 people. So they go to a heaven where God is sitting with popcorn, eating with both these right hands, watching all these men who have martyred, who have slain or have been slayed, come to this Diddy party. He's sitting there using his baby oil, watching these men with all these women. Sid, what do the women get besides their virginity back every single day? What do the women get?
First of all, you keep talking about the wives. Even your law, even your God permits that.
What do the woman get, Sid?
Secondly, no.
Sid, if you don't know, then maybe you should go do a little bit of research and ask yourselves, why is Islam, shut it and listen, why is Islam a religion by man for men? That's it. The women are the majority of the inhabitants in hellfire. And yet the only thing they're useful for on earth and in paradise is to be used like a spunk bucket. That's it, nothing else.
Can I see what I get, Sid? So since you don't know, since you don't know phone, right? So they get see-through skin, so see-through that you can see their bones. They look like Skeletor. Also, Sahih Muslim 2838. Hold on. You got to be able to tell your friends and your family what they're going to get in heaven, right? The women get a 1 mile wide butt according to some sources in Islam. They get turned into virgins every day. Sahih Muslim 2838, I think it's either A or B, says that they get stuffed inside of a 66 mile wide hollow pearl, and so that the women can't see each other while the husband's doing bingy with them. They'll all live in separate corners. Explain how there's corners in a pearl, I don't know, but this is something that they get. They also get the mile wide butts. You know about that?
Is James gonna answer him now?
Yeah,
which one?
Wait, hold on, Sid.
Looks like the conversations between you guys.
Shut you go, bro. If you got nothing to say, just shut. You're gonna try like Aisha, you shut up, man. Got no time.
What's the hadith number?
Yeah. I'll pull over and grab it. I have it in my files. But not just that. This is why the husbands are given eternal erections. And you know when Muhammad was asked about his prophethood, the first meal of the hour or the first meal in paradise?
Yeah, the fish liver thing.
Yeah, it's an aphrodisiac to give you a strong erection. The Shia will be putting on yellow shoes, and the Sunnis will be eating fish lobe.
Oh man. Well, you can't you can make this up actually.
How you have a 1 mile wide butt?
Yeah, that don't even make.
I'll pull over and get the source, man.
Like, can you show me the hadith? I'm curious.
As soon as I can pull over, I'll pull over and grab the source.
Can I add something? I don't know if you're done with this paradise and all of this. Can I add something about the women?
No. We just got into
again, bro. Are you gonna curse us again?
No, I'm not cursing. I'll come in peace, mate. I'll come in peace. Your friend tried to get rude. He tried to get leery, so I had to put him in his place. But
he was just playing.
No,
he's a nice dude.
Bro, he has to be respectful as well.
It's not even that. He was... Okay, wait. The reason why... And you're the second person to get offended when we brought this up. And I don't understand why, when all we're doing is literally just reading. Like, this is what you can do. Like, I don't understand why you guys are getting offended.
Here, let me defend Albie. He's not here. This brother's really nice, man. He's just he's just playing with you, asking what your mama would get. You know, so it was just a joke. How would you guys? I don't know. Wait, hold on. You're too sensitive. How would you have been able to stomach Muhammad putting people's eyes out with nails and stuff, or ripping old ladies in half of camels?
Sleeping child.
Yeah, or sleeping with kids. How would you have been able to stomach what Muhammad did to people, crucifying them, cutting their hands and feet off, putting nails in people's eyes? How would you have been able to tolerate that? You're so sensitive when
let me be clear. Let me be clear to Yo Mommy. Hey, and that's why. Let me be clear to him, right? Just for the record, I didn't mean it about his mother. Just to be clear, right? I used his name, and the way I did it is the way James started the conversation with originally, Yo Mommy. You see what I'm saying? That's all it was. Yeah, it's not an insult towards your mother or anything like that. Just wanted to be clear on that. But the question still, Yo Mommy, the question still remains. What do women get in heaven, including Yo Mommy?
Right, like that's what the question was. Like that, we're being for real. Like because Sid even said that he didn't know. If according to Hadith and according to the Quran, it talks about what men get, we're trying to figure out like what the opposite gender gets. Like that is a seriously question.
So what does your mommy get in heaven?
Sorry, I just received a phone call. I missed everything that you guys were talking about.
Yeah, no problem. We're just going back to what we asked. What will Yo Mommy get in heaven?
I'll fuck your sister, pussy. How about that? I'll fuck your sister. I'll come to America.
Dude, all right, yeah, of course you will. You're offended by Albie?
Bro, I'm just asking a question, man. I'm not insulting. I just want to know what does your mommy get in heaven? That's it. What's wrong with that?
Why would they fight? This is where I get now. Watch this. Why would these guys get upset about it?
I would be pissed too.
Why would you? What would your mother be getting? Your father's going to be there with all these women. What about your mums? What's mums going to get? Is she just going to be there? Come on, man.
Exactly. But see, this is what I was saying. The other guy that came up too, the kid or whatever, when we were asking him just like if he were to have a daughter, the reason why he couldn't connect was because for one, he didn't have one, but To them, it's like it's not like, you know, daughter. It's not that big of a deal, I guess. Because he even brought up a situation like, well, if she was younger or whatever, alluding to, you know, how you can do that in that religion. So when we immediately made it into a reality of something that is the case, like he has a mother, right? Like this is something right now we're asking, and we mean this sincerely. Like I'm not even trying to be point anymore. Like I'm being so for real. What would the opposite gender get? We want to know. Sid said he didn't know, and out of respect, he's not going to answer because he doesn't want to say something correct, and that's admirable. We're just asking, like, and look, he's still saying we're cowards. How are we a coward when we're asking questions? Like, this is insane, man.
Well, Mama, I would do that in real life. I would ask you to your face, according to Islam, what do the woman get in paradise? I would ask you to your face, your mama. I would say, your mama, what you gonna get in paradise? Ask you, you know why? Because you don't scare me. You don't scare me. You don't scare anyone. With a voice like that, you lucky just to be able to have your feet in the ground when you're sitting on the chair. So please don't come up and try to flex your ballerina biceps. That's okay. Go to the gym, work on your calves, some leg muscles, so you can stand straight. Because right now, you're wobbling. So again, when you come, if you request again, find out. Be like Sid. Sid is now searching. What do women get in paradise besides the dingy of a man and the vajayjay being closed up again? This is what you guys should be asking yourselves. And for the women that are listening, you Muslim women, notice we've been reading over and over again that each time this desire, this fulfillment is for the man. You are nothing in Islam. You were used on earth. You are one of 4 on earth, and in heaven you're one of 72. And I know that there's more because I don't have it right now, the details, but there's actually more because you get the Huris and you get their people helping them. So it's quite a lot of these people that you'll be penetrating. Now again, Allah is saying that you'll have the strength of 100 men to penetrate these women. So you women are just objects on this earth and afterlife. So why would you Muslims follow Islam and have husbands like Sid who look at you and say to you, ha, 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 yeah, you're just jealous because we're going to get more women than you? Notice the difference. When Albi was asked, he said, Jesus, because he is enough for us. But in Islam, drag you into Islam, they promising you woman. Keep you in Islam, they're telling you you'll get woman not just on earth, but if slain or if you slay people, you'll get even more in paradise, meaning that Allah is not enough. They have to dingle, forget the English word, in front of Allah, a woman. So they see Allah behind the woman and they want to walk to Allah, but they're walking towards the woman. So in Islam, the woman is more appealing than Allah himself. But as Albi said, in Christianity, we want to be with Christ. We walk towards him with no obstacles. Notice the difference, please.
We would rather be sons and daughters of God than husbands and wives, creatures.
So if there's any female Muslims in the chat listening in, I would like you guys to come up. You guys come up and tell me you have zero problem with people like Ice Age Sid, where you're going to say to me, you know, I'm fine. We okay with this. We have no problem with this because Allah knows best. And tell us this, please. Muslim females, please, if you're not a Muslim, please don't request, right? Please, if you're not a Muslim, don't request. Goddess of Discourse. I'm not sure if you're a Muslim. I'll bring Labobo up and see, but you know, please be Muslim. And if you're a female Muslim, even better. Labobo, are you there?
Hello.
Are you a Muslim, sir?
sir.
Okie dokie. So you've heard the promises of Allah for the man.
Yes.
And it's just like a Diddy party, correct?
I mean, it is heaven though. Whatever you want happens. So, if I want a Diddy party, I could get a Diddy party.
Yeah, so if you want a man to penetrate you, you get a man to penetrate you, correct?
If you want.
Yeah,
you
so
want
I mean,
it though.
if you want a Bacha Bazzi boy, if you
I
want a
don't want
Bacha
that shit.
Bazzi boy.
Maybe you want it.
Yeah, well, I'm asking you. In my heaven, we don't have to ask for this nonsense. But you said that if you want it, you can get it, right? So Allah has no problem with the LGBT and the trans community.
What? I don't think so. I mean, in heaven, wait. Let me check if I am correct though.
You going to heaven to check?
No, I'm not going to heaven to check. I'm going to sources.
If you go to ketchup and mustard, man, you need a sausage.
What?
No, it's okay. I said, if it's a hot dog you're looking for, you need your ketchup and mustard sauce, barbecue sauce.
Unfortunately, bro, I'm not very knowledgeable about the topic today. So.
I can hear that. It must be beautiful to be a Muslim and just know nothing, right?
No, I know, but
he's a Filipino. He's a Filipino Muslim. I'm assuming. I could tell by the accent.
Bro, that's racist. I'm not even Filipino.
Indonesian.
Yes.
That's racist. Oh, what are you?
Yeah,
He's Indonesian.
Oh, Indonesian. Okay. All right.
So you came up.
Well, I'm assuming because I grew up with Filipinos, so you have a accent to them, but that's okay. Anyways.
But it's okay. Labo, watch this, man. Watch this. Do you have? We asking this question, and people like Sid, he's using ChatGPT, but ChatGPT told him that he needs to just leave Islam. So my question to you: what do women get? What do women get when they go to paradise? Can they have whatever they want?
I believe so. Yes.
So if a woman goes to paradise and says, I want to be penetrated by 72 men a day, Allah's okay with that?
I don't know, bro. Maybe.
Is it a good thing or a bad thing?
It is heaven, though. You can get what you want.
James, let me ask him a question, James, please. Right? I don't think they're getting this concept of what it was. So let's try this. Labobo.
Yes.
If you have a daughter, or one day you have a daughter, and she asks you, what will I get in heaven? What do you tell her?
Anything she wants.
But what if
you show?
What if she says, I want 100 men a day?
No, but can you prove that? Can you wait? Can you prove what you said?
What about what?
That she gets anything she wants. Can you prove that?
I mean, it's heaven though. Allah has promised us that.
Well, no, we're confused because heaven, the Islamic heaven, is what's supposedly haram here on earth. So we're confused. We don't know if it's hell or heaven. However, can you prove that your daughter will get whatever she wants?
I don't know, bro. It's only for Allah to know. But may I ask you something? How about in your heaven? You cannot get whatever you want.
That suffices. We get Jesus. All we want.
Jesus is what we want. This is what you guys don't understand. All we want is Jesus. All we want is our Savior. That's it.
So what is the purpose in heaven?
As a matter of
only to reconnect with Jesus. That's
your mic is muffled.
Oh, mine?
Wait,
mine?
Yes,
good now.
Okay. James, can you do me a favor, bro?
Yes, sir.
He asked us, what do we get in heaven? Okay. Can you read, please? I'm driving, so I can't. Romans chapter 8, verse 31, please.
Romans chapter 8, verse
31.
Yeah.
So this is talking about God's everlasting love. See what it says. What then shall we say to these things? If God is for us, who can be against us?
So could you enlighten?
Wait, continue to 32.
He who did not spare his own son, but gave him up for us all, how will he not also with him graciously give us all things?
Wow. So if God, the Father, was willing to give sinners his son, how will he also not graciously with his son give us all things?
Oh, so all things like
with
for
his
example,
son. The son is what is given to
my
us.
question is,
Because
like,
at first, friend, what did the Father give us first?
okay,
The Son. And so the Son is the treasure of our hearts. And with him are given all things. And trust me, all things are not odis. Especially because Jesus addresses this in Matthew 22. In Matthew 22 verse 30, Jesus says we will be like the angels, not procreating.
You see, Labamba, we're not there to be procreating in paradise, right? So we just have to understand that your religion is written by a man for man. Your religion is to satisfy a man.
So
this is why say again.
procreating, having to do the deed or having to conceive a child. In that verse, what does it mean?
Can you have
Procreating.
children?
Like, is it to make a child? Is that what it's saying? The verse it said procreate, like angels not procreate.
I'm not sure what you say.
No, bro. Like in the verse you said, like the people of heaven shall not procreate.
Yeah. So in other words,
yes. So my question
God
is,
so we're not going to be conceiving children, having sex.
Yes, but so where does it say that you're not allowed to have sex?
It's not about you're not allowed. There's no need for it. Matthew 22 verse 30 addresses
someone
Matthew
said that they want to have it.
La Bobo, you asked me a question. You said where? I'm telling you, Matthew 22 verse 30.
But that says only to procreate. It does not say do not have.
What does it say? The verse say? For in the resurrection they neither marry nor are given in marriage, but are like angels in heaven. Did you read that?
Yes.
Okay. So in that verse, are you going to be procreating?
No.
Okay. So in our paradise, are we going to be having sex? Are we going to do dingy dingy?
I mean, if you want.
Only in Islam, bro.
Why? Because it does not say prohibition in sex, but only in procreation.
Okay, watch this, Labo.
Does it not say that?
Listen, I just want to get back to the topic because I think you're losing focus on what's going on.
No, I'm just.
Do you agree?
In what your
just so I understand, do you agree that your Quran promises men, Muslim men, woman on earth and woman in heaven?
Women on earth and heaven?
Yes.
I do not know about earth, but in heaven, I think yes.
In your Quran, is a man allowed to have 4 wives?
Yes, we are allowed.
And he can
to have
also have right hand possessed, correct?
I am not sure about that. I'm not knowledgeable.
Surah 424, it says that you can have your prisoners of war and you can sleep with them. This is your right hand possessed. So you have 4 wives. So Allah is promising you 4 wives and sex slaves. So you got all these women that you can sleep with on earth.
Yes,
then he says,
also says it is
then
better
he says,
for you.
Labamba, you're talking, you're not listening. So he's promising you on earth, you can have all these women, and he's promising you in heaven, you can have all women, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so in Islam, on earth and in heaven, it's all about doing dingy dingy, correct?
I mean, the purpose of man is to procreate, right?
Are you
Is it not-
procreating in heaven?
I mean, in heaven, I do not think so. In
Okay,
Islam,
so you just said procreation is
but
dingy
in this
dingy.
earth. Huh?
Why would you do the same thing that you do on earth? So on earth you have unlimited number of women you can have, and in paradise you have an unlimited number of women. So you've got you've got the strength to penetrate 100 women a day. 100 women a day. If you're doing that for the day, how much time do you have to do anything else?
I don't know. I mean, if
So
someone wants
again-
to do that every day, let them be.
Okay, so now Islam again is telling you, like a Diddy party, that you can do whatever you want to whoever you want as much as you want, correct?
I don't know, bro.
Well, I'm teaching you now. And even in paradise, you have a Viagra where your willy is so hard it lasts for 100 women. For 100 women. Ibn Kathir says in Surah 56, the man will be able to have dingy with 100 virgins in one day. Now, if you took 24 hours, divided that with 100 women, you don't have time for anything else, correct?
I mean, there is a concept of time in heaven, so that
How do you know that?
if I mean, we are granted eternal life.
How
right,
do
in
you know
afterlife.
that?
So that we, after this life, we are, what do you call it?
Allah doesn't know what's days and
given-
nights?
What?
Allah does know that there's days and nights?
Days and nights, what do you mean by that?
That there's a day and a night. Didn't Allah create day and night?
He did, yes, he did create day.
So he knows that there's a day and night. So the whole
Yes.
day and night, man is his woman, right?
What?
Never mind, man. Let me talk to him.
Well, James, maybe they're two pump Charlies.
Wait. I have a question.
No, have you got any answers?
So you have a problem with Muslims?
Do you have any
having-
answers, my brother? Do you have any
Okay,
answers?
sex in heaven for Muslims, right?
Yeah, no. Well, dingy parties is different than sex.
So, but being Jesus' bride in heaven is not a Diddy party.
Okay, you're going to be penetrated by
You're gonna be
in heaven?
Jesus' bride in heaven, and you telling me I'm gonna be having a Diddy party?
Okay, you got that off your chest. Nice one. Now let's focus.
No, explain that.
You
You're
got
gonna
it
be
off
the
your
bride
chest
of
now.
Jesus. What does that
You
mean as a man?
You got it off your chest, correct?
My man, as a man, what does that mean to be
If
the
you
bride
don't
of
get
Jesus?
it, if you don't understand,
Tell me that, bro. And
Again,
you're telling me
again,
about
it's
a Diddy?
okay. Slow down. Listen, man. Slow down. The reason why you're coming is because you're premature. Slow down, right? Now, again, for you to understand what is saying and what is explaining, you'll need to read the Bible. So I'm asking you now, what does it mean according to you?
Are you gonna wear a wedding?
Are we called the
with
brides
Jesus?
of Christ?
Bro, you're gonna wear a wedding dress with Jesus.
I'm asking you again.
Explain that verse.
No, laugh about it. I want you to get off your chest.
I am cooking because it's embarrassing.
Hey, James, what verse is this little monkey talking about? This little
Oh, you know the verse?
Give
You
us
don't
the
know
verse, brother.
You don't know the verse. Albie,
Give us the
you're
verse.
supposed to be the man and you don't know that verse?
I think you're coming again, right? Premature ejaculation. Continue. Give me the
My
verse.
man, go to the verse where
I can see that you're saying you're coming again. Stop coming before I let you start going. Give
My
us the
man,
verse.
go to the verse.
Give us the verse. Bring the verse.
Give us the verse.
Bring the verse.
I get it for you right now.
Bring
Hold
the
on. And
verse.
don't act like you don't.
Give me the
I'ma get it
verse.
for you right now.
Yeah,
Bring
go
the
ahead.
verse.
Go ahead and get it. And while this guy is talking about wedding dresses and that's how stupid he is, this is the same guy that follows a prophet that sits down when he pees, and so do Muslims. All now sit down and urinate whenever they go to the bathroom because their prophet did so.
But that's not even my question. My question will be, watch this. Labobo. In Hadith, it says that Muhammad was covered in semen and Aisha used to scrape the semen, correct?
I am not familiar with that hadith.
I show you a hadith where Aisha scrapes the semen off Muhammad's clothes, would you think that was disgusting or something nice?
I think it's normal to ejaculate on your pants. I'm not for like when you have a wet dream, bro. For example, you have a wet dream and you are not able to control it. So yes.
Albi, it's normal to jizz your pants.
James.
You know.
No control of it. For example, you're having a wet dream, then you accidentally
Muhammad wasn't
ejaculated on your
dreaming,
pants.
man. Muhammad wasn't dreaming. Muhammad came back home and Aisha's like, oh, you covered again. You know,
bro, what dreams happen when you're 13, 14 years old?
And not when you're coming home to your child bride and she has to look at it and go, hang on a second, you look like the girl when the pigeon flew by. Why are you covered in? So again,
when the pigeon flew by.
Labobo, dude, whose semen was Muhammad covered in that she had to scrape it off?
I don't know, bro.
This is not the question we're asking ourselves. Maybe he thought he found one of the 80,000, little boys that you guys find in paradise. Watch this, in paradise. Why do you guys get little boys that don't bleed? What are you going to be doing to these little boys that they don't bleed?
I'm not familiar with that.
That's why I'm saying to you, stay away from the Diddy parties. Stay away from Islam. You'll stay away from the Diddy parties. The Diddy party is telling you that you can do what you want with who you want. The only thing that's different between a Diddy party and a Muslim and a Islamic paradise party is that there's no baby oil in paradise.
Yes,
but what you guys get,
can't
you guys
do it
get
with
the
little
honey.
children too?
Say again?
Can't you force yourself on somebody?
In Islam, sure you can.
No, in Christianity.
No, you can't, but in Islam you can. Yes. This is why you guys are allowed to have sex slaves.
To be your
this is
wife.
why you guys, Muhammad, for example, forced himself on little Aisha that couldn't say yes and no because she still had milk teeth.
No, the Aisha submitted to Muhammad.
She followed willingly. To Muhammad? I thought you only submit to Allah.
No, like she followed willingly.
No.
How about in Deuteronomy when it says that you could force yourself on someone and pay?
Give me the chapter and verse and read it for me.
Wait.
Chapter and verse, read it for me.
Deuteronomy.
Yeah, you know what he's talking about, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then he's gonna pull up the NIV, and then we're gonna better use that. This is not whatever. He still has a dilemma to deal with. I mean, we can waste 4 minutes explaining this, easily to you. Nonetheless, though, you still have a dilemma.
What, bro?
You're a Muslim, bro. What do you mean, what dilemma? Your religion is teaching that you will be going to a Diddy party. In fact, watch this, Lobo. Bobo. Was Diddy doing a good thing or a bad thing? What he did to the girl called Cassie. So he beats Cassie. Was that a good thing or a bad thing?
It is Deuteronomy 20:28.
Beautiful.
29.
Diddy, when he beat Cassie, was that a good thing or a bad thing?
I think it's a bad thing. Yes, it's generally a bad thing to beat.
Beating a woman is a bad thing?
Yes.
But in Islam, you can beat your wife, correct?
No.
Surah 434. Can you beat your wife in Islam?
As a last resort and gently.
Okay, gently. But you can, correct? So you can?
Yes, gently.
Okay, so you can indeed gently beat Cassie. So Diddy did what Allah said is okay.
He did not beat her lightly, bro.
He didn't beat her lightly? How do you beat her?
Because the testimony said that he beat her roughly.
Beautiful. So when I said that Muhammad beat her, he hit her so hard in the chest, she went back a couple of years and thought she was still in diaper. Again, do we have to listen to her testimony? I'll show it to you when Muhammad.
Okay.
I'll show it to you on the screen. So let's see if this is like a Diddy party, right? So I'm just going to jump down here because there's quite a bit. I'll just take you to where it says over here. Let me just do that. Here we go. So it says this again, Sahih Muslim. Sahih Muslim. There you can take a screenshot. Okay, let's see what it says. Pay attention. Just like Diddy, he chases Cassie, gets to the elevator, drags her, and throws her around. Let's see what Muhammad does. This is Aisha talking. She said, he struck me on the chest, which caused me pain. So if he struck gently, it wouldn't have caused her pain, correct? So he was just like Diddy. He grabs her, he beats her, he takes her home and he penetrates her. And then he says to her that she must feed all the Sahaba, right? All the friends that came to the house, they must be breastfed. Just like Cassie, she was told, all the friends that come here, you're going to sleep with them. Do whatever you can with them. And Aisha goes through the same thing like Cassie did. She gets beaten by Muhammad, like Cassie gets beaten by Diddy. She gets used by other men, like Aisha was used by other men. So once again, what is the difference between Muhammad and Diddy, and Islam, Allah and Diddy? Same religion, bro. Same religion, allowing a Diddy party attention. Make it make sense, my man.
Except it makes Diddy look like a saint.
That's right. Because at least Cassie was over 9 years old when she got penetrated. Notice this, Lobowo. If I came to your house, I'd ask your wife to breastfeed me just so that I don't get turned on by her and by the command of Allah.
Yes, I will read into that hadith. What number is it?
The breastfeeding one?
The one you give.
I gave you now?
Yes.
It's on the screen. It's Sahih Muslim. Hang on a second. So there it is. It's Hadith collection. And this, you can see that.
Okay.
Beautiful.
I will read into that.
No worries, man. Anyway, I'm going to go. I think we've done what we needed to do today. Tomorrow is another day.
Deuteronomy, the
Say
verse on
again?
Deuteronomy. Could you please address it first to me?
Oh,
the
sure.
verse on Deuteronomy.
So go to Deuteronomy. Tell me what Deuteronomy says.
So, wait. It was Deuteronomy 22:28. So, if a man happens to meet a virgin who is not to be married and grapes her, and they are discovered, he shall pay her father shekels of silver. Then he must marry the young woman, for he has violated her, and he can never divorce her as long as he lives.
So did you read before and?
Well, do you mind if I respond to this, James?
No, my brother. It's all yours.
Okay. Notice that he read from the NIV version. Is that correct?
Yes, the NIV version.
Okay, the non-inspired version, which is a paraphrase of this.
What is the better version, bro?
Okay, so wait a minute. Well, you can read the New King James, NASB. However, the word is not grape in the Hebrew, right? Grape is used, right, but not here. Used, like, for example, in Genesis and elsewhere, but the word here is not grape. As a matter of fact, the parallel.
Sorry, go on, Albie.
Yeah, the parallel verse to Deuteronomy 22:28 is Exodus 22:16 and 17. James, and if you read really quick, do you mind reading Exodus 22:16 and 17, and then we'll come back to Deuteronomy 22 and bury this argument just so other people can learn. It's not really for Labobo. He already fell asleep, but it's for the Christians, so they know how to answer this. And we'll just take 2 minutes and answer it. If James, brother, if you can just read without me squeezing you.
16 to 18, you said?
Exodus 22:16 and 17.
16 and 17. If a man seduces a virgin,
Seduces. That's the word. And although it's a different word, but this is what it's meant. Seduces. And I'll show you why that's important when we read Deuteronomy 22:28, right? So notice this is the parallel verse. So if a man seduces, how does he seduce? By speaking sweet nothings into her ear, telling her, baby, I love you so much. I'll one day marry you. I'm going to take care of you. You know, let's go. You know, and she falls in love with the man and sex with him. You understand? Without being married, then he has to pay the father a bridal fee. So go ahead and read it. 16 and 17.
So what Bible can I have this word?
ESV,
What Bible?
Well, you can even get it. Yeah, NIV would be fine as well in Exodus, because we're in Exodus 22, 16 and 17.
No, but I'm talking about Deuteronomy.
Okay, that's fine. Go to New King James, NASB, LSB, ESV. Okay, go ahead, James. 22, 16, 17.
Okay. Wait a second. If a man seduces a virgin who is not betrothed and lies with her, he shall give her the bride price for her and make her his wife.
Beautiful. So now we understand the parallel to this. Now let's read what this person brought up. Let's go back to Deuteronomy 20:28. But let's read it in the New King James, ESV, NASB, anything but the NIV version, which absolutely butchers the text, and shame on them.
1 second. She said Deuteronomy 20. What did you say? 28?
Yeah, 28. That's the verse that he pulled up.
Yep.
Now we're going to put it in its proper context. Oh, notice the parallel verse that we read. If a man seduces a virgin, then he shall pay the bridal price, right? If he sleeps with her before marriage. That's the point. Now watch how this is used here.
If a man meets a virgin who is not betrothed and seizes her and lies with her, and they are found, then the man who lay with her shall give to the father of the young woman 50 shekels of silver.
Okay, so now notice that here it uses the word seize. Why? What's being used here, addressed here? Simply this, right? If I were to say, she seized my heart, that's a way of saying, wow, in the split seconds, I'm just absolutely in love with her. Like, she has my heart. She seized me. She's captivated me. She's captured me. That's the point of this. And how do you seize her heart? By sending her flowers, by sending her letters, loving her. And then finally, because you do love her, because, you spent enough time trying to woo her, in other words, you sleep with her without being married. That's the bridal price. Now, notice, the Muslims use this to say that, no, she's being raped, but wait a minute. If she's being raped, why isn't she screaming? Why am I saying this? Because 6 verses to Deuteronomy 22:28. Brother, can you read for me Deuteronomy 22? Right? You read 28. Now let's read Deuteronomy 22, 24, and 25.
Deuteronomy 22, 24, and 25 says, and then you shall bring them both out of the gate of that city, and you shall stone them till they are unalived with stones. The young woman, because she did not cry for help.
Okay, so she was betrothed. She didn't cry for help, right? So she, in other words, committed adultery with the man, or This is capital punishment. Now let's read the following two verses.
But if in the open country a man meets a woman who is betrothed, and the man seizes her and lies with her, then only the man who lay with her shall die.
Wait a minute. Whoa, what happened here? Because the same word is being used. Well, yeah, the same word, but different context. Notice that this girl is in an open country. Notice that this girl is betrothed. Notice that this guy did what? He seized her in open country, meaning where nobody's around, and he actually graped her. How do we know he graped her? What's the sign? Continue reading.
But you shall do nothing to the young woman, because she has committed no offense punishable by death. For this case is like that of a man attacking the murdering neighbor.
Watch. Go ahead, keep reading.
Because he met her in the open country and thought that the betrothed young woman cried for help. There was no one to rescue her.
Oh, so if a woman is being raped, naturally she's going to be doing what? Yelling, help, crying out for help, but there was nobody there to help her. So then my question, Bobo, then, since he brought up Deuteronomy 22:28, isn't the woman that's being seized in that verse crying out for help?
I'll just quickly, I'm sorry to stop you there, but what was you said the first one we went to was in Exodus, right?
Yeah, well, Exodus 22:16 and 17, parallel verse to Deuteronomy 22:28, the verse that he brought up.
Yeah, 16 to 22, you said, right?
Exodus 22:16 and 17.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the parallel verse to Deuteronomy 22:28. So now again, Labobo, why isn't the woman in Deuteronomy 22:28 crying for help if she's being graped like that woman in the previous verse, in verse 27? So then is she being graped? No. She's willingly sleeping with the man that wooed her, that captured her heart, and to have sex with her.
I just want to quickly read. Albie sent us two stickers, two super chats. He says, "You will show me the path of life. Your presence in is fullness of joy. At your right hand are pleasures further." That's from Psalm 16:11. Christ at the right hand, who is our treasure. Matthew 6:21. Then Albie says, "Justice for mummies in heaven." Amen. Super duper. Let me see. There's one. Hopefully, it's a Muslim requesting. Let me just see that. Rabia Muhammad.
So I hope everybody understood, and the guy left. But I hope everybody understood how to answer that argument succinctly with scripture.
Hello.
Hello, Rabia. How are you?
I'm good, and how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. So have you been listening for a while? So we've been talking about the Quran and what's the incentive for Muslims. What do you
Yes,
think
I've been listening.
So what do you think about it? What do you get? Are you a Muslim firstly?
Yes, I am.
Please tell everybody, just because we've been asking this question, what do women get in paradise?
I'm not familiar with the verse that you are mentioning that woman. Matter of fact, let me ask, what is the issue with us not getting anything in heaven?
No, you are going to get something. You're going to have a sausage party. But my question is, what else do you guys get? Is there anything that you want that you get? Because men seem just to get you, and it seems just to be a big sausage party. That's it. It's just you guys get, you know, the same like on earth. See, the Islam is a religion for man by man. So on earth, man gets 4 wives and as many right-hand possessors as hands. But and the same thing in heaven, right? In heaven, these women don't even have saggy boobs. According to the Quran itself, says that their breasts are standing up like the young woman's breast, like a virgin's breast. Now, my question is, why is it that Allah is so fixated in trying to make these parties like a Diddy party for man, where the woman is just another object? So again, your Quran doesn't tell you, says to you that you are allowed or you can have these desires, but only the man. You will, the men get these horis. They can get 72 and even more. 80,000 boys that don't bleed. So again, what type of a religion is this where the woman is used on earth and in paradise? Allah, Muhammad, and the Muslim men. That's my question, sis. And you know, I can, you're a South African, and I can hear that you know, an educated person. So I would just ask the question, why in the world would a woman be a Muslim knowing that this is all she is in Islam? Just a bucket that a guy can dump his stuff in and then move to the next one. You have no value in Islam. This is what I've seen. This is my experience. She's gone.
You know, James, I've been in and out for like the past maybe 30 minutes or so. It's been kind of busy today, but I have been listening as much as I could. This topic seems to be
a difficult one.
Yeah. It's one of the most difficult. I think probably right underneath the halal haram topic about 434 and stuff like that. I don't think there's an answer to this. And the answer that they give, which is true for them, I think is too devastating for them to really make amends with it. It's kind of sad, man, actually.
I keep thinking, okay, straight path. You're a Muslim, correct?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Okay, so you are on the straight path? You and Allah are on the straight path, correct?
I'm a Muslim, brother.
No worries. Okay, so can you just help us understand your religion, the way we read it, is a religion by man for man, right? It's 100% by man. You guys on earth allowed all these women, and in heaven you're getting all these women, correct?
That's your statement. That's your understanding of our religion.
Okay,
we
but
don't understand.
My brother,
okay.
The Quran tells me that. I'm not saying this is the Quran. I'm reading.
No, you say the religion by man for man. I say that's your statement. So you keep it.
Okay, go on then. Help us understand. Let's just focus now on the Quran and the teachings regarding what men get in paradise. Now, you know, we're talking about Diddy part, so we're focusing on the Diddy part of the heavens, right? We know that you are going to get your wines, your water, and all the honey. So the only thing that a Diddy party gives you that you don't get is the baby oil, but you have the honey. So can you tell me, why do you need, as a Muslim, to have all these women in paradise?
Now, first of all, if you want to try to talk to a person who is in a different religion than yours, you have to use a language that is appropriate when you're talking about religion. Assimilating a religion, this kind of Diddy party thing, is something that is very strange.
Man. Oh, come up and tone police, bro, and get offended. It's so annoying.
Can you keep quiet a little?
No, I'm gonna mute you, man, because it's annoying, man. I'm serious. You guys get upset with us when all we're doing is reading sources. Like, bro, like what is this, Ada? I don't understand. Why are you all like this? Answer the questions, bro. We're not making this stuff up. My God.
So let's give you a verse. Can you focus on a verse in the Quran, maybe? So, just so I understand, what is a Huri?
No, you muted me. I couldn't say anything.
That's okay, but now you're unmuted. What is a Huri? According to Muslim and Islam. Huri. What's a Huri?
No, you know the definition, so don't.
Can you please? I'm not alone. There's over 300 something people listening. Would you like to tell everyone, as a Muslim, what is a Huri?
You know the answer, brother.
What did you come up for?
Okay, I'm gonna try to explain to you exactly
So
your
explain,
confusion.
what is a Huri?
Okay, just let me go ahead, brother. To talk, or you're gonna let me.
What is a Huri?
I'm not gonna answer the question because you don't answer. Okay, let me explain to you.
You see why I said what I said? You see? Like, bruh, like, he gets offended, not at us, not at the things we're saying. He gets offended at what's in the book.
Let me give him a chance.
Then he tries to gaslight us. This is crazy.
I'm not offended.
Can you tell us?
Okay, well then tell us. Then
I'll
tell
ask
us.
a simple question. I'll ask you one question. What is a Huri? Can you tell us, please? I can't make this up, man. Meng, how are you? You all right?
Or is your mom's, isn't it? And what we get is
Go down. Go down. Go down. And it's funny because she said that that's your mother, but according to what she believes, it's literally her mother, Sophia. Literally, like I don't. This is what I'm talking about, bro.
Guys,
This is
notice
crazy.
a woman came up and said that. A woman. And I didn't say what is a whore, I said what is a Huri. According to Islam, the word Huri. I'm reading it from the Quran. So she comes up and again, notice why Allah says they're deficient in intelligence and religion. This is why I sometimes think Allah was a smart guy. He might be the devil, but man, this dude is smart. He calls out an idiot when he's one. I'm just saying. You know, she must be looking for the party herself. She's like, beat me.
Okay.
Beautiful. Can you answer the question?
I will answer the question. Let's talk in a very civilized manner.
I'm
Okay?
trying
We don't
to
need
be
to
civil.
call names.
What
Okay.
is a Huri? Please, bro.
A Huri, I'm trying to explain to you. A Huri is a female version in paradise.
So that wasn't
in a nutshell.
Was it? It wasn't difficult.
In a nutshell. Okay. Okay, now.
Are you going to get them when you get to paradise?
Anyone who goes to paradise will have whatever he desires, either male or female. Now, what you guys don't understand is this. You gotta listen to me a few. Don't cut me, please. Okay. The understanding you should have is this. If you're on earth right now, they give you a perspective of what you will have in heaven. Now, when you go in heaven, whatever you desire to have, okay? Now, men are being given this in the Quran says, وَلَهُمْ فِيهَا مَا تَشْتَهِي أَنفُسُهُم. Whatever they will, either male you will have. Now you're gonna tell me, okay, if a female wants to have 100 husbands, she have it. My answer gonna be this: we don't know exactly the psychology of man or woman after we cross that line. So there is no clear answer that will give it to you. This subject, you don't have to go deep in there because we don't have answer. Either Muslim or non-Muslim will give you a satisfactory answer. We don't know exactly how it's gonna be after we cross that line. But the Quran is clear. Either you male or female, whatever you desire. But one thing we have to be clear: a smart person that is close to the Most High will only desire something that is first really good and really in that sense. I don't know if you understand my point or not.
Yeah, sure. Let's just focus again on this. You said, I'm in the Quran, Surah 15.
Okay.
It says, and when the blessing of your Lord will you both, jinns and men, deny. Reclining upon the couches, lined with silk brocade, and the fruits of the two gardens will be near at hand. And the blessings of your Lord will you both, jinns and men, deny? Wherein both will be those maidens restraining their glances upon their husbands, with no man or jinn, there's the word, has opened the hymens with sagging before them. Right?
Fool when you translate this verse, brother.
Am I doing the translation?
No.
Am I translating your?
People are listening to you. You don't have to be arrogant to make your case.
What you should be doing is being upset. So it says that this is what the word is saying. I didn't read this, write this. I'm reading. It says that he will open their hymens with dingy. None of them were deflowered, because your religion teaches you that they would be again virgins again and again, and you can deflower them if you want. So do men in Islam also have hymens?
The verse, even though the word you're trying to depict right there, Allah, when you use,
what does the word mean?
Did not touch.
Yeah, did
now
not
you
touch.
understand. No,
when you say did not touch, slow down, slow down. When you did not touch, what does that mean?
Maybe understand Allah is talking to smart people having sex, of course, but it's protected in a certain way that you don't have to go to spell it out. You're talking.
Okay, so listen now. So watch this now. Again, religion is telling you that they have not been touched. They're virgins. Then in Surah 78, it says that they are damsels with swelling breasts, or they are high-bosomed virgins. So now we know they're virgins. They got big breasts, and we also know that according to Ibn, it says that they are maidens with fully developed breasts. And Mujahid said that this means round breasts. They meant by this that the breasts of these girls will be fully rounded, not sagging. So Allah is trying to make the perfect woman and make her so appealing so that the filthy, disgusting men that only think with what's between their legs will go, wow, we will come to Allah only because of the woman, not because we're coming to Allah. So my point again is, like a Diddy party, the only reason you go to a Diddy party is for what is promised at the Diddy party. What Diddy is promising you guys, I'm going to mute you because you're making so much of noise. At a Diddy party, Diddy's saying, come to my party. There's the woman. What you want to these women, I'm going to supply you with a baby oil, but Allah, he's one up. He gives you honey. And he's saying that these women are so wanted because they've never been touched before. Over and over, this Diddy party in the Muslim paradise is getting more and more disgusting each time I read it, because it says in 78:33, they are voluptuous women of equal age. I mean, he's making the wedding is so delicate because he wants it to appeal to you that these women are voluptuous, big-breasted, V's, never been touched. Come and get them, not one, but 72 of them. 72. I've got another.
Make your point clear. So let me talk, please. Are you good?
Man, I'm better than you. I'm a Christian. Keep going.
Okay. Whatever you say, brother. Now, one thing that you guys fail to understand is this. First, you don't have.
Don't tell me what we don't have. Don't tell me what we don't have. We're discussing. No, my man. Don't tell me what we don't have. Let's discuss what you have. So don't deflect now. Don't deflect focus. You can run. There we go. I didn't drop him. I want to just read this from Sunan al-Tirmidhi. This is what he says. Tirmidhi says this. He says, the Prophet said, a Huri is the most beautiful young woman with a transparent body. So she's like
James, what's the number?
It's volume 2.
Tirmidhi?
Volume 2. Yeah, you need to download the Tirmidhi.
Okay.
So it's volume 2. It's on archive.org. You can find it there. I downloaded
Go ahead.
Yeah. So it's volume
Go
2,
ahead.
and then you go to page 35 to 40, and this is what it says. The Prophet said, a Huri is the most beautiful young woman and with a transparent body. The marrow of her bones is visible like the interior lines of pearls and rubies. She looks like red wine in a white glass. Man, these alcoholics. She is of white color, obviously, because, the black people go to hell. And free from the routine physical disabilities of an ordinary woman, such as, now watch this, the physical disabilities of the woman, such as menstruation, menopause, urinal and ophical discharge, childbearing, and the related pollution. A Huri is a girl of tender age, having large bazunkas with a round, pointed, and not inclined to dangle, meaning firm breasticles. Huris dwell in palaces of splendid surroundings. This is what Islam uses to bring men into Islam. Ronnie, God bless you.
Blessing, a blessing, a blessing. God bless you all, believers. James, you know me. I give you a question and then drop some information I have, and then I'll give time for
just
our
give me 1
brothers and
second.
sisters
1
if
second.
they want.
1 second. Sorry.
Take your time.
So, Coptic in the chat said, is James an Aussie? Apparently, my brother, I am actually Hindu from India, but I was called a Babylonian the other day. So I'm a very confused man. I could be an Aussie. Aussie. I could be an Aussie.
Maybe you're all of the above.
I'm all of the above. Sorry, man.
Yeah. So did you mention chapter 36, verse 55?
Yes, sir, but go on.
So chapter 36, 55 is talking about deflowering virgins in paradise. The Muslim who was before me was up and he dropped, or whatever happened to him. You read to him one of the verses and he said, oh, this one, no one touched them, right? You have to say it correctly. This is what he said. None touch them, either humans or jinns. Is actually true. What it means is that no one touched them, so they are actually made for you. So they are not been used before. This is what it means. So when you go to paradise, this is what you have. This is a new car, no mileage on it, 0 mileage, is perfect just for you under your name. And is actually, they said they're gonna have 72 virgins. And the male member of that person, of a Muslim person, is just disgusting. It's like long like a palm tree, and the behind of a woman, she's 1 mile long. So I don't know how you're gonna fit a palm tree in 1 mile.
Well, if she's as wide as a mile wide. Just 1 second. Word said something in the chat. Word said, it would be funny if they all shared the same 72 Huris.
Yeah. So this is what I was trying to say, brothers. Thank you so much for everything. Thank you for the people who just blessed me. God bless you all. James, I'm gonna be in the comments.
worries,
If you
mate.
need me, I will help.
Got
Thank
you,
you.
man. No worries. No worries. God bless. So yeah, man, guys. Again, I thought, and oh, we've got another guest. I thought. Amin said it. I thought this was going to be a Diddy party. It turned out that the Muslims are not willing to join this party, man. Ergebain, you there?
Yes, but one question: what do you think of the Creator who creates all the beautiful women on earth? What do you think in paradise will be? Hur al-Ain. When God has promised you, and when you witness what He has created, when you witness with your eyes, then you
You're
don't
supposed to
believe.
lower your gaze. You're not supposed to
Allah
look.
says to us,
Hang on,
"I
slow
have
down,
a
slow
better
down, slow
world
down.
for you."
Aren't you
What you
supposed to
don't
lower your
understand,
gaze?
we
Hang on,
die
bro.
in life.
Hang
We
on, hang
dying. We
on,
are
hang on,
dying.
dude. In Islam, aren't you supposed to lower your gaze? If you're supposed to lower your gaze, how do you know what they look like?
Because I believe, I trust in my Creator. If my Creator creates all these beautiful women, the models, the top models, the beautiful of beautiful, what do you
Are
think
you
in
looking at the
paradise will
top
be?
models? Why aren't you lowering
What do
your
you
gaze,
think?
man? Are
What
you
do you
waiting for
think?
the bikini segment to come on?
Let us. We are working for it. We are
Okay,
praying. We are
so you're
fasting.
working for it.
We are
Okay.
follow God's law and
Oh,
order,
so this is
brother.
the reward
We are
for the
working for
working.
us, not for you.
So it's okay.
Somebody
Okay.
dies
Hey,
and you are free and
hey,
you are in
it's
heaven.
okay. Watch this. Watch
Don't
this.
dream, brother.
Hey,
Don't dream. Wake up.
hang on,
Wake
bro.
up.
Slow down.
Wake up from your
Slow down.
dream.
This
There is nothing for
Diddy
free.
parties go 3 days. Just take it slow, take it easy. Watch this. So you guys earn it by doing all these things. What do the women get? Don't they deserve a sausage party?
They get the same as a man
So
gets.
they can have sausage party. They get 72 sausages.
Yes, when we have fun, you are burning in hell. Huh? You are burning in hell. Yes, you want God hang on the cross, you burn in hell.
My man,
God
the
will
only thing,
nothing to do
again,
with
you're not listening. The only thing that will be burning is your willy from the STDs that Allah's giving you. So don't talk about anything burning.
You joke about Allah, you joke about
Allah is not God, but again, so the woman also gets
you think
all
God
these.
is a man.
Focus,
It is a shame for you.
It's okay.
You
Focus.
think God hang
It's
on
okay.
the cross.
It's okay. Whatever you said, it's okay. So again,
You see
are you
some
saying?
Jews hang.
Can you prove to me now? Where can I go? Egg. Where can I go
Listen,
to find
Christian.
egg? Where do I go now to
take you-
find? Where do I go now to find that the
You go
woman
in
can
hell.
also have a sausage party?
You will go in hell, brother. You go in hell with
Okay,
all
no
the
worries,
evil
man.
people.
You'll find Allah in hell because that's where he's got his foot. But it's okay. Nice one. Thanks for coming, though, man. Do you know what I mean? You sounded like an absolute. You sounded like an absolute Sheila. That's what you did.
Man, I don't understand, man. Like I mean, guys, if you have to resort to this, you might want to consider getting a new pitcher. Like, just call a new pitcher. And you might want to consider that. I don't understand why you guys are like this. Just have a normal conversation with us. We're just all we're doing is asking questions, bro. Like,
Let's
I don't
see.
know, James.
Say again.
No, I was saying I don't know. You definitely like Roger. You have a background noise. You've got great rhetoric. So we thank and we praise God for you because most people can't take stuff like this, man. God bless you.
My skin is thicker than that of a crocodile, mate. I feel like Crocodile Dundee. Raja, how are you, sir? You all right?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Lovely. You got an echo, man. Do you have a headset on?
Headset, no.
Wi-Fi using something that's making
Maybe
echo.
Is it okay now?
Just swipe out the app and then come back. Swipe out the app, come back, or drop, and I'll bring you back up again. Oh, my phone is dying, bugger. I haven't been paying attention. Wait. But anyway, guys, just out of curiosity, what do you guys think? And I'm asking an honest question here. what do you guys think about the topics? I mean, I keep saying to you guys, if you guys want us to do topics, let me know. But the only reason I did this topic today was because of the whole Diddy thing and listening to the people come back in and say things. And I'm thinking to myself, man, hang on, this is just Islam. You know, it's nothing more. It's just Islam.
I think Kid Cudi testified yesterday. I think it was yesterday. So they're going to be releasing that tape or the court transcript, so we'll be able to read it. Now, for those of you guys who don't know, it is alleged that, or I don't know if it's been proven indefinitely or demonstrably, but Diddy tried to unalive Kid Cudi blowing up his car. That's what's been alleged, right? And the reason for this was because apparently Kid Cudi was dating one of Diddy's like ex-girlfriends or something like that. I don't know. I think he was trying to intimidate him or scare him.
You trying to tell me, I mean, that Diddy forgot to say that in his statement that nobody is allowed to marry or date or penetrate any of my wives after they've been with me? That sounds like Muhammad, doesn't it?
So you see where I'm going with this, right? So it's like if you even wanted to make it analogous to that, bro, you can. Like, this is crazy, man. It's crazy.
So again, you know, Diddy parties are for the special chosen ones. Islam is for the special chosen ones. And when I say special, I'm not saying that in a good way, because as you see, a woman from South Africa came up and she, after being asked these questions, just left. Another one came up and proved why she's deficient in intelligence. Now, this topic would have been so much better answered if a woman came up and tells me how special she is in Islam, focusing on what is given to the men on earth and what is given to the men in paradise. Because over and over, guys, I'll say this: Islam, a religion by man, for man. That's it. And we're not mocking Diddy, we're exposing him for who he is. That's it. We're just repeating what people have said. We're not the ones saying it. Apparently, Diddy, watching the video, you know, he gave his wife, his girlfriend Cassie, a couple of, smackaroos, and Muhammad gave Aisha a couple of smackaroos, so there's one. Diddy was having all these things, like Aisha was, made to breastfeed other men. His wives were made to breastfeed other men. Diddy's girl was made to pleasure other men. So you see where I'm going with this. Diddy, he had Viagra, and he also had the baby oil. Allah, he is the Viagra, and he supplies the honey. Of course, honey is the one up. Now, the reason I said Allah is the Viagra is because Allah is the one that gives them enough energy to penetrate 100 women. He will give them the strength of 100 men. Unless they all one-hit wonders, we're hoping not. That's right, Jacolia, you walked into it. That's right.
There's a person in the comment, and this is the third time I've seen this comment, not from him alone, but from other people. They keep bringing up the fact that P. Diddy is a Christian. And notice what we're doing. We are condemning him by Christian standards. And I don't even know. I mean, maybe he could be. I mean, I don't know. But even if it were true that he is, or if it is true that he is, we are condemning him by the Christian standard. What we're asking you guys is, could you condemn him by your own standard that you have? You wouldn't be able to do it. That's the point that we're making.
Again, guys, you'll see that we are consistent. We will call them out because we can. But you guys can't call out Muhammad. You can't call out Allah, because then you'll be unalived. Notice the difference. We can open our mouth and call someone out if they did something wrong. You guys, man, you guys are a joke.
Yeah. All right, James.
And I was going to say, Diddy's no Christian.
Oh, people keep saying. Yeah, man, it was a great live today. For those of you guys who haven't already followed James's account, he is the Agents 007 on YouTube. I have taken the liberty to make a couple of playlists from his past lives, and if James consistently does like the 2-3 day topics, I think you're doing topics for 3 days, or is it 3 or is it 2? No.
I did 2 with the other one. I forgot the last topic we did because that kind of destroyed everyone. I mean, it's just crazy, man. What was yesterday's topic? I even forgot what it was.
It was the one on 5. It was a one on 568.
568. That's right.
So what I've been doing, guys, is as much as I can, I get really busy, but I edit a lot of the lives, and I'll try to put them into playlists for you guys, so you can just watch them all continuously back to back, and they're for educational purposes. So if you guys haven't already, follow James. His YouTube is the Agents 007. And go to the playlist tab. I'm going to see if I can try to take care of that today and get some more for you guys, but I'm grouping all of the topics. There's one playlist that I have created from almost every single live that he's on 65.4. You guys won't believe it, but if you look at the playlist, there's over 100 to 120 hours worth of content on that topic alone. So it's a lot of education, and we've seen a lot of fruit from that topic because a lot of people, it just doesn't sit well with them, understandably. So like I said, if you guys haven't already, go ahead, follow him, check out the playlist tab, and make sure that you support his live. James, I'm gonna go ahead and drop out. I think I have enough of this
I'm
topic.
also going to end it soon, so God bless you. Thanks for doing this, man.
Of course,
Thank you so much.
God bless, guys.
Just one more thing for all the people in the chats. For those that are writing to me and sending me all the messages, especially the Muslims, asking for the verses and asking me to explain it. The problem is it's so difficult to explain so much in typing, in chatting. So it's on YouTube. Go back and watch it. Make comments on the YouTube lives, and then it's easier on there because it's just hard for me to sit and try to type and make it make sense. Someone says, oh, give me the verses you mentioned in the live. How many verses, man? I got no idea what verses. I'm working while I'm talking, finding verses and remembering things. And, I'm not saying I do that all the time. I just try my best to find the verses so that I can share them with you, focused on the verses. There might be more, there might be less. This is why if I find a verse, sometimes I just shoot from the hip and I say to a Muslim, explain it to me, because I want to see where they take me. But while they're talking, my mind is working, trying to figure out, is it true? And, does it match what else I read in this book? So, but yeah, so please, it's all on YouTube. All you got to do is go to the YouTube channel and then support that by just subscribing to it. And then it's there. You can watch it, get your pen and paper, take notes, but notice the reaction of the Muslims. All I want you guys to do is notice the reaction of the Muslims to the questions asked, how they have to then deflect and panic because we're trying our best to, and I'll say to God bless you, I just thought the most informative. I try my best to give the information, to share and to help. And yes, I do say sometimes the silliest things. People like Ronnie, the Christian sheikh, he laughs at me because apparently I say some of the weirdest things. Some people might be offended by it. I apologize. But man, I don't know where they come from half the time. But anyway, I see Nina's up here. Nina, are you the Muslim? Nope. Okay. No worries. Okay, guys. Well, today's another good day. And I know that, we do say the weirdest things. Jacoli, I'm going to block you. Okay. Word, drop her from your live as well, man. I'm going to tell Avery, I'll send him a message now. But anyway, guys, God bless each and every single one of you. Just remember, we don't hate Muslims. Please let the Muslims know when you talk to them, don't hate Muslims. We are asked questions because we want to learn. 85, you there?
Yes, you can hear me?
Yes, sir. Muslim?
Yes.
Alrighty. So we just went through a load of verses. Leave you as the last Muslim to come up today. I'm just very confused about this religion that starting off promising men, women, if they become Muslim, and then promising them even more Muslim when they go to paradise. Is that all that Islam is about? Constantly trying to just give men, women, to make them come to Islam? Why isn't just Allah enough? Why does Allah have to dangle a woman of him for the men to go?
That's a good question. All I have to say to you in response to that question is, we have an account that a prophecy Prophet Muhammad had said about black sheep and about white sheep. And he said that the white sheep would mix with the black sheep, no longer notice the black sheep. And then he said, 3 generations after me will not be of me. So 300 years after him, to these Muslims are not representing Muhammad. So all this about the woman is very essential to a Muslim man.
Sorry, are you a Muslim?
Yes, I don't know what these every Arab you see today over there, Saudi. Remember, Saudi is the new name to Arabia.
But my brother, the Quran is. I'm referencing the Quran.
Let me finish because I'm getting to something here. What I'm telling you is what you see, original Prophet Muhammad's original ummah. It's not here today. None of these Arabs, none of these Muslims today, they are converts. They are called Mustariba Arabs. The Al-Riba Arabs, which he said in the prophecy, was his black sheep. And these converts mixing with the black sheep till you no longer notice the black sheep. There are Muslims in Iran, you don't hear nothing about them. There are black in Yemen, you don't hear nothing about them.
My man, what does this have to do with the price of eggs at the markets?
What I'm saying to you is they took the original message of when it deals with the woman and they fabricated, they made their own thing.
So one second, is the Quran Muslims have corrupted or uncorrupted?
I don't know, because now they got a noble Quran. They revise the Quran. You see what I'm saying? So I understand why you even asking.
Do you read the Hafs Quran?
I read the Molina Ali translation. I don't read these noble Qurans that's just popping about of nowhere. They make their own laws and rules up and say that this is what Allah said. Allah says none of that. Allah says in the Quran, he said, yes, he chose who can have more than one wife. One is sufficient. One wife is sufficient.
Do you have your Quran with you right now?
Right now, I'm doing laundry. I just was on TikTok and I came across this question because it seemed like your situation is civilized. Normally, sometimes I get in and they kick me off and don't want to hear what I say. But these are not. These Muslims today are Mustariba.
You guys, you Muslims today, you Mustariba. That's right.
They are converts. They're not their
converts. All of you.
Right. No, I'm not a convert. I'm
Muslims.
I'm Muslim by nature. I'm not a Muslim by
conversion. You're a Muslim. You're not a Muslim. You're a Muslim.
I don't got to convert to Islam.
No.
Islam is a part of my nature. Islam is a part of my nature. Islam is a part of my nature. I don't got to quit. But to answer your question about the women, no. Allah does not say, Prophet Muhammad does not teach that. And no Muslim in their right mind would ever dangle that negative narrative about the woman, period. She's very important in Islam. I was upset that a friend of mine said his mother's boyfriend, they offered salat and his mother boyfriend made in the back. I said he wasn't supposed to do that. She's supposed to be playing right next to her man, not in no back room.
What? Be at the back? What nonsense?
He made the Muslim. He made his wife, his girlfriend, offer salat in the back room while he offered salat in the front room. I said that's lag. It's lag. That is not right and exact.
Bad stuff. That is
Islam. But I'll get back to this, but I just wanted to hop on here and just shoot that to you. These are Mustariba Arabs. They not the
Mustariba Arabs. Arriba Mustariba. I got you, man.
That's right. They converts. But have a good time. Bless, man. Hopefully I'll catch you again.
No worries, man. You take care. That's right. Mustariba Muslims, all of you guys that keep letting your wives get behind you and thinking that you all that. You heard the man. Mustariba, arriba, mustariba. That's right. You converts. You black and white sheep mixing. He told you. He told you. That's right. Okay. With that said, tomorrow's another day. Tomorrow's another day. Can't make this up, people. Can't make this up. Oh, hang on. My girl Bunku wants to come up. That's where's she going to now? Okay, but anyway, guys, I'm gonna go now and just say thank you to all of you for all the Bunkus. Man, what are you doing, man? I just invited. I just said accept it. Why don't you go?
But, well, you was about to close.
Before I say Mustariba, don't you Arriba? What you want?
Okay, sorry. Yeah, I had a quick question, like 5 seconds. 5 seconds question. Like, it makes sense. I kind of hate the fact I'm acting last. But anyway, in Islam, the Muslims that marry, like the Christians and Jews, they say they can marry, do they go to Jenna? Because I'm curious about that.
You eat halal sausage, then you saved.
I wonder if that's the case. Are we saved by their members? The Muhammad?
When you say the members, you mean the whole congregation?
I mean, it might be the case. It's like a bang party up there. Freak off.
I look at Islam like a ship.
Who's gonna count down on me, yo?
Islam is like a ship. It's just full of semen. So I'm just saying.
Wow. Wait, who wild for real though? That all right. That's all I want to know.
I got no idea, man. You have to marry a Muslim, and I don't know, man. Guys, please, we must have a little bit of fun, right? Just don't judge us and attack us. We must be able to have a little bit of a laugh, because as I said, in darkness you seek the light, and we know that Christ is our light. I said yesterday, less of me, of him. Less of you, more of him. And who is him? He is our Lord and Savior. So more of him. Lead with him. And again, I do apologize to the Muslims, especially if I do come across arrogant or say something nasty or whatever. Forgive me. I'm just silly and human, but I'm trying my best to be not Muhammad-like. Just remember that. Try my best. Every day I try. A new day, I wake up and I pray, let today be a better day than it was yesterday. Say that, I mean my walk with Christ. So as always, guys, please just open your Bibles. Let your children see that you guys are opening your Bibles for the answers. Diddy's parties were, who knows were halal or not. I don't know if he said Bismillah before. The jinn wraps himself like a bacon does a sausage. I don't know.
Telling them people? This is what he was saying. Muhammad used this too. When he come up under the baby oil, he'd be like, take that.
Oh my God. Banku, I keep meaning to send you a message, but I'm slow. But it's all good.
Still going through it.
No worries.
Don't know what the outcome is. But I mean, the other
outside.
Yeah.
No worries.
All right. Thank you.
In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, Lord, I thank you for this live. I hope people have opened their minds to the message that we're giving them. Please, Lord, let them be sincere. In Jesus' name, amen. Take care, guys. I really appreciate you as well. You guys rock. For those that are not following or subscribing, it's the Agent 007. All this recorded. Go back, watch it, play it back, have a laugh. And remember that we don't hate Muslims. We do this because we want them to know nonsense in